If you thought the action was hot last week, will take a seat. It's time for Street Fighter League Japan 2022. Y'all know what to do. This game is back on the menu, and we have a special guest joining us today. I didn't want to say guest. He's part of the team. F-word. How you doing, my dog?
It's not my first time here, Cola. Just want to check how am I sounding? Am I sounding okay? Messing with the mic a little bit before I jumped in, but yeah, it's good to be back, buddy. It's good to be back.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a lot of great action here for you, and not only that, for the viewers too. As we get further and further, we are in episode 2, day 1. Let's see who's gonna get it done. Comprised Detonation going up against Nagoya Oja Baisar, and things are a little bit different when it comes to this team tournament. Typically, we see, like, you know, the tournaments run the 1v1, but this is something different. It's that 3v3. You got the home and away teams. F, can you break down just a little bit of what we might be seeing?
Yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar with the format, it's a 3 versus 3, home versus away format, which plays a huge part in the league and how it plays out, especially with the matches. Each team will play each other twice. The first time they play, one will be away, one will be home. When you're the away side, you have to reveal the order of your player and your character, allowing the home side to counterpick. Now, when you got Dao Sims and Menats and other characters in there, you can actually take huge advantage of that as the home side. So the away side has to reveal their order, home side can do that. Now, the matches are played in the best of 3 format for the first 2 matches, 10 points going to those teams for each game won. The last one, however, is like an match, right? It's a best of 5 for 20 points. If the teams are level on points, once that happens, we go to a final game that decides a tiebreaker, as you lot have been calling it. I've been watching you and Vicious on the side. So super interesting format for this season, Cola.
You know, it's so great to have that, like, non-draw system. It has created already some hype moments, even in the first episode. And these players, they're not only playing to be obviously the pride of Japan, to be the best team in Japan. They are playing for, first of all, the stacks. And you know, stacks we make it savages. 8 million yen. We're gonna get to that in a second. But even more importantly, to be able to face off against the US and the EU teams that'll be going, I think, almost concurrently, maybe the next couple of weeks or so, that they'll be you know, fighting out every single week. So they'll be working their way to become the best in the world. But as you said, this is just a great, you know, spin on the team tournament kind of thing, being able to strategize a little bit and say, okay, this character is going to come up to play, or this person is going to come to play. I know my character or my player is going to be even stronger. This will be a good order. But the fact that we have these players playing every single week, week after week, studying each other, some that aren't even playing right now, they're watching right now, getting, you know, strategies going and flowing. It adds another element for them to get stronger and stronger.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Another thing that's really interesting about the format is when you have these players going up against each other in this home away, it's not actually character locked, so you can actually switch characters mid-set. So it's only that away team is only at a disadvantage, arguably, for the first part. But actually, it's interesting for me watching the league so far, because they've not been counter-picking so hard. They've just been going with the player they think is going to win that matchup, that player. It's more player v player rather than character v character. So far, anyway, this season, from what I've seen.
It has been a little different with it in terms of, like, I feel like last season we saw a lot of counter picks in terms of, like, the characters, but we have seen things that, you know, matchups that you would typically think would win not be the case in the actual match like that. What happens on paper doesn't always happen in the match, and we have the guap on the line to stay fine. 8 million split up between the teams. 5 million yen for first place, 3 million for second, and 1 million for third. That is a lot of guap, even spread out between the 4 players.
Yeah, it's huge money. It's esports money like we haven't seen very regularly, man. That's one thing you can guarantee in the Street Fighter League. Not to mention, the qualifying team from this season is then going to go play in the World Championship, where they'll be playing for probably even more money. We don't know the amount yet. But this is just the Japanese prize pool, you know. There's also going to be a prize pool for USA and the other Street Fighter leagues as well, Cola. Super exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. And again, to be able to face off against those teams, you get to see the clash of the Titans from different areas. We get to see who's the best. Is it US? Is it Japan? Is it going to be EU in team tournament style thing? Bro, I can't wait to see. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You know, we're already getting hyped with it. We have the teams up. Comprised Detonation going up against Oja, Body Star, Meladon. And I definitely did not misspeak when I said Meladon. Combining themselves with Oja, Body Star from the previous teams to make a fantastic, ridiculous team. But man, oh man, these things are stacked. In fact, let's introduce, it looks like, the first team on the deck Oja, Body Star, Milodon. First coming up the deck, it's the Lightning Kid himself, Akira, with that scammy cammy play. Next up on the deck is going to be the beast that loves to feast. Bro, the legend is Daigo.
Then of course we got Fudo stepping in, doing what he does best, rocking that poison. Still rocking that Mika occasionally too. And finally, the surprise addition here, making it through qualifications, being drafted in, is Narikun rocking Akira. Interestingly, got an Akira there on their team and an Akira player. Love the flag and the poses this season, Cola. That just gets your blood boiling, ready for an exciting game. And here they are, ready to strategize, and they're going to reveal their order for the home team to counter pick, which is going to be interesting. I think we saw Daigo go first last time, so let me just see what they do this time around.
Let's see what their opponents are like. Compliment Detonation on the screen. The meal ticket himself, Itabashi Zangief, running a full gamut of grappler players. And then we've got the side of the brave Nauman, the Evo Japan champion. Put some respect on his name. After right there is going to be the trickster himself, John Takuchi. Big J-Tac, who was in the lead for the World Warrior events in Japan. And last but not least is the ace return, Euro, who used to be a Sakura player, but now has switched to the side of Rose.
I remember Yurio from the Street Fighter 4 days. Great to see him come back here. We see him try Boxer, we see him try Ryu. Now it's a very impressive Rose that he's going to be rocking. So these teams are very well matched, very evenly matched. It's the theme in Japan, isn't it, Coda? There's just so much strength in depth. And we're going to find out what the order is going to be from Daigo's team as they're away this time around.
Yeah, I'm really curious. You pointed out the fact that a lot of these players are looking to sometimes almost play like the player-to-player quite a bit. But let's see what we get. Daigo first, Akira second, and then Fudo third.
Okay, Fudo gonna play anchor. Okay, Daigo locking in with the Guile. It's a great character to have in a team tournament environment, I feel. And then Akira with that Kami. You remember Akira with his breakthrough performance at Evo Japan not so long ago. He's just been blazing ever since. Narikun is in reserve. Now, those of you who are familiar with the format, the team is 3v3, but you do have 4 players. If it goes to the tiebreak, every player then becomes available again. So you can have Narikun if it goes to tiebreaker, but as of now, for the 3v3, he will not be making the lineup for this initial pick. Now, we're going to find out what Itabashi and his squad are going to do to counter pick this.
Super curious. I mean, as you pointed out, this team already, Oja, has fantastic players, characters in general. Having Poison in the first of 3 is already a fantastic strategy. Fudo waiting for that anchor position. He's been super strong with it. Looks like, they're Oja's like looking to see what they're going to come up with, because Compliment Detonation has quite a few good players. I mean, J-Tac, Johnny Takeuchi, has been just cleaning everybody with that Cody. He may have lost at the World Warrior tournament, got second place this time, but he's still good.
Yeah, he looks incredible. He's really put Cody on the map in a different way. But it looks like they're gonna go with Itabashi Zangief. I'm surprised by that. I mean, G versus Guile. G's always fought Guile relatively well. But, I mean, did you see that pick coming? Is there another option that makes more sense for Daigo here? Again, I feel like they're picking the player as opposed to the character.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like G and Guile, I haven't seen that matchup too much. Obviously, a lot of G players have left the character to the side with a robbery. Got a little bit less with it. But maybe it's one of those things where they have a read where Itabashi Zangief, the playstyle that is, a little bit more aggressive, being able to take risk and go for, like, we saw Smash under, Raw in the neutral, to get the knockdown, to get the dash in, and start the pressure, taking these risks to find reward. Maybe they'll put Daigo off his game. Umehara says himself, he's like, I just have to fight this. So maybe there's something that even Umehara himself sees. He's like, dang, I gotta fight Itabashi. He comes up the bat. I gotta take him down.
Very optimistic about this matchup, does he, Cole? He seems a bit tentative about the matchup. He doesn't sound as confident as I'd expect. Saying, "Oh, I've just got to fight this."
I just gotta fight this. I mean, Guile's still really strong, but so is G. But the way that the changes have been with the characters, I feel like Guile can still fight G relatively well. Maybe it's still even. Maybe it's still in Guile's favor a little bit longer. Better, because of the fact that G has to get to level 3, and Guile can knock him down easily with EX Fireball, with the quickness and things like that. But however, there has been a nerf to Guile, which he allows people to get more bar if you are blocking out and the V-Shift too as well. So I'm curious why he's a little apprehensive of fighting this match.
Yeah, I mean, there are options. I feel like G's projectile game has been really hurt by V-Shift, but a lot of them are going for different V-skills, different V-triggers to try and counter that, to keep him relevant. But we did see, I can't remember who it was that was playing G last week. Was it Yamaguchi? I can't remember, but he played a really solid game with G. Just stuck to. He didn't really play the projectile game. Just stuck to light punch, light kick buffers, and that was all it took. And I think it might have been against Takuchi as well. And I think he won. I need to check my records, but very impressive G play. So still quite a relevant character. Not one to sleep on at all. I mean, we just saw Shuto win the World Warrior with Urien, right? So there are no irrelevant characters this season of Street Fighter 5. That's something that we're clearly seeing as the meta develops, Cola.
I love it. I love that because, like, you have to worry about everybody in this game. Every matchup is a problem. When you sit down to your pools, if they pull out an Alex, if they pull out a Fang, it don't matter, dog. You better be ready and prepared, studying studios for whatever may come your way to be sturdy. And even in Street Fighter League, even more so when people are able to study the matchups and the players and things like that, they're gonna have ways to fight these players. Like, we talk about prep time Daigo being so strong, but now you have the teams in front of you. You know who you're playing. Everybody gets that prep time. Everyone gets that, oh, I get to fight this person coming up in the next couple of days. Let me get ready. Possibly. You only have to worry about 4 players.
I wonder if some of the teams, because Japanese pride plays a big part in this, and this team format that I think will play a huge part in EU and US. We don't pet, man. We will counterpick that character to death if we're the home side. I feel like 1 or 2 of the Japanese teams this season, despite the new format, might just stick to the same character layout. I mean, the fact that Daigo's gone first again really intrigues me as to how their order's going to be. Maybe they're like, we don't care about our order. This is our order. What are you going to do about it? And we're going to see if Itabashi can answer in kind. But it's really interesting that he's gone first again here, and he's not taking that anchor position a second time around.
In response, I think maybe Detonation doesn't want to send out like someone like Cody, John Takuchi's Cody, which I think would be a good fit against Daigo, even though he's been doing a lot of practice, to fight that character. On paper, Cody versus Gao, I think is pretty even, and obviously Cody has a lot of great tools with the sway and play to deal with the booms and the zoning. So again, we're just going to see what Itabashi does against this player. We see some of the stats up on the board right here too as well. Shots production for laying that down. Well, get a little bit of the nitty gritty with the players. I remember the stats last year was showcasing that Shuto was like the most defensive Urien player. He would do the V shifts of versus more than the other players. So it's cool to have these little stats to kind of go in depth. But once again, we're going to have to see what is going to be happening with this match. It's the first one of the day of this episode. Detonation versus Oja. That is Daigo versus Itabashi. Let's get it.
Game 1. Yeah. 10 points on the line here, Cola. We're going to find out which team can get off to a flying start. Nice gourmet match. Time will tell. Here we go. Daigo versus Itabashi Zangief. I mean, we said that a million times over the years. This time, Street Fighter League JP 2022. Let's go. It's a great start from Daigo.
Rush round start. He is doing a fantastic job. I love that layer, the crouch into the Fierce. Really back Fierce right there for the crush counter to set up shop. Nice, and the whip punish. We've seen that also be a problem, a pain point for Itabashi. He'll go for these raw unders, but Daigo's ready.
Yep. Oh, big jump in though, Cola. Gets the opening, and he can get a corner carry here as well. Dash. Tsuruki, well taken by Daigo with the Fierce and got punished for it. That roundhouse, he likes to stick that out in neutral, very hard to whip punish. Great hitbox. That's unsafe.
You see that Itabashi wants to activate, wants to find a way to play. Big jump, and this is going to lead to the corner.
Activation time.
He needs this.
It's literally guess for game. It's literally guess for game now. Wake up buttons from Daigo. Gets his opening.
Wait, some sonic booms.
Mini booms on the screen.
Baby boomers, the B skill.
He's still in it.
Right, the B skill. Yeah, he can still win this. Either person. But Daigo's on the bar. The whip sweep. Oh my god. That could have been an EX low. And that could have been the no, but there it is.
You know the damage you get off that. It's such a dangerous guy to play footsies with. When he's got one bar, when he's got V-trigger, light into negative edge buffer, it's one of the strongest neutral games in the game. Another unsafe match. We've seen a few of those from Itabashi, but he's got that first round there.
Yeah, he's been doing that continuously, and we've seen it go, like, get that risk to get the knockdown, but there hasn't been much reward. Daigo's so good about walking and blocking, and that B skill, stopping him in his tracks like that.
Oh, big jump. He has had the read on his booms, Cola. Another big jump in. Catches the boom and recover. It's so hard to do on Guile. Confirms the crouch medium. It's the EX. Daigo's in big trouble here in battle 1. Wakes up with the EX. That's it. Ume sure you connects. Sweep activate.
Able to pet it all. And Inabox is looking for that activation once again. Medium kick. He can get like an EX upper, but it may not be happening. Air throw down to the ground. You go. One more hit will do with the tech. And Daigo, he fades back. Doesn't want to get hit with the activation, but this is the inevitability of Street Fighter V.
Daigo's got to be careful there. He's not safe. He's not home driving. Lots of future on the line. He gets the crouch medium just without beats the crouch jab. Gets himself around back. That was a scary scenario. That tech to stay in the round and then obviously the activation. It's not even attempt to skill up there.
Trying to. Anti-air, better from Daigo, get better with these anti-airs, and now using more than normals. I feel like the booms have been getting read a little bit too much. That's leading to too much like corner care and reward for Itazan. So I like him slanging out the normals. But speaking of normals, fist to face to put him in his place.
Nice EX boom there, just takes the pressure off. Good fight back here from Daigo from the corner. What on earth is going on? That's another one. Who is mid-screen? I'm not sure if it's execution error or comes the activation. Just throws him out.
A flash kick right through the V skill. And again, and you see the distance that's able to land.
Are you kidding me? Look at the response.
Don't trace down on the V shift. Oh my god, the EX connects. Is this gonna finish?
He's done it! He's dead! What a robbery! Oh my days, what play from Itazan Zangief. I mean, the amazing play from Daigo, ready for the V skills with the EX flash kick. Even got the second EX flash kick to juggle full screen with the V skilled up boom. And that didn't deter Itazan Zangief at all. Look at the cheeky grin on his face. He's able to move with that. The response of the V skill.
He knew what he did.
And then the momentum into the acceleration. Yeah, great play, great play.
Yeah, he knew what he did with that. I love that V-ship chase down. I mean, I think you should be, if you're getting a Daigo like that, if you're getting to get jump-ins on someone like Daigo who has been so prepared with the anti-airs at that right space, and in the grounded game too as well, we saw some risk with those unders and the overs and things like that with the rush punch from G, getting punished on block, but there is a lot of more. You get the knockdown, the corner push, and as you pointed out, those light buffers have been leading to so much reward. All you need is an EX bar, you go far, take him to the corner. Oh my gosh. G's still a threat. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, this straight away, the first couple episodes of Street Fighter League Japan got me second guessing the way people are just deleting G from the character list, man. He's still there. He's still got a very effective style of play. Doesn't need to be projectiles only, only to be effective, and you're seeing that right now with this Bashi picking himself against the guy. Remember, he chose this matchup. Daigo put himself forward. Their response was quite to Bashi. So far, that decision, so good.
I like how you point out the fact that he's not about really all about the zoning play, right? Like you don't need to be a level 3 to, you know, other potentiality to really take on Guile. We see what happens if you're close range with it. You get the buffers, and all you need is a few hits to do it, and the reads on defense. However, Daigo has some great moments himself. The flash kicks through the V skill enhanced V trigger fireballs that we saw were really great. Like having that right space and anti-airs, ooh, that was delicious. He has to put together early game. That's the problem, is the early game.
Yeah, 100% Cola. I mean, this is where I mean, it's up to Daigo now to adapt to that. He played really well. I don't think he played bad at all. It's such a tough game and match to call. I mean, there's such little room for forgiveness when it comes to G. We'll see what Daigo can do to adjust to what happened there. He's taking his time here, thinking it over. We'll make some adjustments. But one thing you don't want is a happy Itazan in front of you. I mean, whenever Itazan is happy and comfortable, he's the most hellish player to play against. He's just a nightmare. He's just in your head. And right now, he looks very happy, which does worry me for Daigo, to be honest.
Yeah, I played Inaboshi like back at Combo Breaker, and he was like, what character do you play? What character do you play? I was like, I play Bison. He smiled at me with the biggest grin and went right over to Geef. You know this guy is about the greasy and the grimy and the slimy. Like, you know that he wants to put the hurt on you. That's the kind of player that he is, and he is doing so against Daigo with these reads. Daigo has to make the adjustments early game because it's not a comeback character that is Guile. Like, he is not about that comeback factor compared to like a character like G. So early game has to have that control.
100%. Well, here we go. Game 2. 3 out of 5, guys. Remember, 10 points on the line for this first game. Oh, missed his punish.
That's so strange. So the whip on that. Usually don't typically see that from Daigo. Anti right there, better from Daigo. It gets the meaty. Flash kick 2.
Oh, surprised that doesn't work. A maximum punish there. Daigo with a dash forward neutral fierce. Another good round from Daigo. He's got that V-trigger start. And looks like
what is he gonna make the comeback? Like, is it going? Yeah, he's looking for the buffer. Is he gonna make that heavy kick activation? I'm so scared, like a horror movie. Don't go in there. Run, run!
Get out of here, John. Get out of there. Oh my days, what a tech. Knockdown down the corner. He does. Neutral jump, save jump. Oh, he blocked it. He blocked the
What a punish.
What a punish for it.
He was ready. Oh, puts a command grab on him on the way down. He said that's the end of the round. Itabashi, yo, running different with it.
Good Lord. You cannot stop this guy. You cannot stop this guy.
He's kind of godlike. He's kind of good at the game. Kind of doing a good job. And look how he's just walking Daigo down, like not using any of the EX bar for like EX flip kick to get to the fireballs. He's willing to just walk him down, take a few hits here or there because he knows he wants to spin it in a different sort of way. Daigo with the crush and play. Anti-air. Easy and breezy. EX. Daigo with full control this round. We saw it all go away with one good play, and he wants that heavy kick activation or the EX low entry.
Oh, just catch him trying to run away. He's going to get punished for that. Bad decision could pay dividend. Oh, he's ready though. Daigo absolutely ready. The walk back into the deceptive range command grab doesn't work. Great jump out, saves himself. That is actually game point now, so Daigo needs to do everything he can to stay alive here for his team.
Sure. I like this control early game. We talked about that. Having that early game control is going to be the key to victory. And that's what Guile wants to do, is have that control over and over again, like kind of pressure you and kind of puppeteer you just a little bit, but no punish on that low. It's so hard to look out for with all the other things that you're worried about from G. So I guess I understand, but man, it's not a risk.
Tries to catch him walking back there with that sweep, but Daigo's so good at spacing that sweep, walks out of range. You see the game plan here from Itabashi is just to walk him down, catch him low, or catch him in the buffing button up close. That caught a Sonic boom. What a huge hurt box that has. Again, he gets right on wake up though. Daigo's been so good at reading the correct choices. Down forward heavy kick gets the knockdown. Oh, what was that? No flash kick.
Then V shift.
This could be the end.
Behind it.
Double hit gets opened up. Activation.
But it's perfect. Flip kick ender. You still got bar at the bottom to cook with. Flash kick again from Daigo. Bets it all. You could have lost the game right there. That's Daigo. Hard to read.
Oh, he's gonna carry it. Confirmed to crouch medium. Daigo stays alive, and the wake up reads. The wake up flash kicks, the wake up jump forwards to avoid the command grab have kept Daigo in this. I mean, Itabashi's done everything right. He's put him in perilous situations. He's forced him to have to make the guess. He's put him in disadvantageous situations. But Daigo's just made the right read on numerous occasions, and because of that, it's one apiece, and he's back in this battle.
Right back into it. Daigo, as you have pointed out, has making these good reads on like command grabs, things like that up in the corner, and that's gonna be really important. Itabashi gonna have to hit him with the flip mode, switch it up when he puts him in the corner. I like that fierce right there, catching Daigo, gets some bar back and then some.
Oh man, he catches him again, trying to run away. Oh, this time he's reading. Look at the reach of Daigo. Went for two jabs. Could have had stun there, but went for two jabs instead of one. Buttons. Daigo's turning it up. Look, he's changed the strategy. He's gone to offensive mode, and it's paying off. Activation is still
looming. As much help as possible. Yeah, gonna be worried about that at any point from Itazan. Yeah, there it is.
Uh-oh.
Okay, are you gonna guess right? Are you gonna guess right, Daigo? Oh, the medium punch opener.
Oh, Spamode.
Finished it.
Oh,
activation.
Daigo makes the right read again. Mini booms on the screen, needs to close it out. He doesn't go for the instant overhead this time. Just goes for a simple pro. I know you're looking for it. Look at the scratch on the head from Itabashi. Thank you. For the first time in this set, he is down. It is now Daigo in the lead and at set point to take this first game.
Itabashi like, dang, he went for a throw that time? That's wild. But Daigo, again, able to have that control. That's exactly what we want to see, is all that control up on the screen with this character and getting a better lead. But this is going to be a big lead for Itazan as he puts him in the corner. Now, what's the corner decision right here from Daigo? We haven't seen like a V-shift or a V-break or anything like that in a while. to hold this. V reversal.
It's just as you said that, V reversal. Yeah, he's using some V meter here in defense. Has gone to that way where he's needed to, but yeah, you're right. We've not seen the V shift applied. I've seen that used effectively against G. Oh, no buffer cancel. Another jump in. His jump in's absolutely on point. Whether it's a normal or a boom, he's got the perfect jump. Tries to catch him, trying to escape the command grab. It didn't come. And Daigo's back throws from position of why he doesn't get the crowd fear. And that's going to be one of his.
Oh the flash kick, EX edition. Activation. Daigo make the comeback. The tech. Itabashi. It's got the bar in the trade. More than in favor of Itabashi. Yeah. Game point for both players. Final game on the rain. Didn't we tell them? Didn't we tell them it was going to be fantastic? Spicy out with the red dot. Let's go.
Man, this has proven to be one hell of a match already between these two teams. To the wire here. That jump that has paid so much reward there for especially finally stuff. Just skill up, he gets punished for that. Losing a ton of health. Trying to double jump this time. Just can't get going. Daigo's chased it up. Brick wall defense, but he whiffs the bazooka. Nia gets clattered by the stand short activation. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where you going?
You can't leave the corner, bro. Not done talking to you. Oh, you can front. You won't.
It's a kill. Knee. CA.
The super. Oh, it'll be enough to do it. Daigo. With the wake up buttons. Man, Daigo's rotation of defensive. Just too much. It's too much. The rotation of defensive options over and over again to get the win. And he had actually blocked the Itabashi had blocked the first hit, but not the second one to get it done. That allowed Daigo to get that activation and that super to seal it. Man, oh man. But that rotation of defensive options, too much to deal with.
Too good, too strong, too ready. Just one step ahead of Itabashi when Itabashi had advantageous situations. In the neutral, in the rush down, I feel like Itabashi was toe-to-toe with Daigo, but when it came to him getting the big advantage of the knockdown, and you know what, I've heard top players say this before, you know, who's in a mix-up, me or you? You know, on my wake up, I'm putting you in a mix-up, and that's exactly what Daigo did. He mixed the hell out of him on wake up and got away with so many situations where you thought he was dead. He'd make that call. This time it was block one button flash kick. That was the right choice, Cole. I mean, gee, so impressive. Statistics coming up now on the screen there. What do we have here, Cola?
So I want to point out the second stat, which is the EXDP ratio. 100%. 100%. Not only that, 100% on those kicks from Daigo's side. That just shows you how right he was on just that one aspect of defense. And you pointed this out right. You're in the cage here with me. In the corner, you're in the cage here with me. Daigo knew what to do. And that flash kick, even the EX edition, gets you so much space up in that place, alongside other options that we saw previously to escape, you know, the V skill, V trigger enhanced V ball to come down. Like he knew how to answer it.
Doesn't it, Cola? It really tells us exactly what we're talking about. He had the read on wake up. 100% throw tech rate. I mean, come on, that shouldn't happen in a 2-out-3. You've got to get thrown. But man just had the read, man. It's so impressive. So there you have it. Rojo Body Star Mildom take a 10-point lead there with a 2-1 battle victory over Itabashi. They are the away side. They put Daigo up first. Itabashi and his team had the opportunity to counter. They went for Itabashi. It looked good for a while, but they are now 10 points down. And this next game is very important, Colo, of course, because if you don't win this, then suddenly it all lies on that anchor match. You don't want to be in that situation where everything's on that. So we'll see what they put up now. Second game.
I think anybody that goes up in the second match cannot be maybe it has to be John Takeuchi, to be honest. Actually, it's going to be Naoman, which is strange because they might set up John Takeuchi for that finale. That might be a problem because, you know, Cody versus Poison. Actually, maybe that's more even this season. I'm not sure. I've been hearing some different things lately. But we'll get to that later on.
It's going to be one of the tougher matches, but John Takeuchi plays it really well. Of course, they've got Fudo, they've got other Poisons, they've got great experience. So one thing you see in the Japanese scene is they're not too focused on matchup, you know, variance. They kind of don't mind playing what we consider to be very uphill matchups, and it's a good mentality to have, but it does get them absolutely clattered sometimes as well. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Cody up against Poison.
All right, so that means Zalman's going to be going up as Luke. Luke on the screen.
I mean,
Get
I
Luke
got
clear out
honest, when I saw Nalman last week, I saw there was no Sakura. I was definitely a bit, you know, disappointed and sad. I know he's been rocking a lot of Luke. I've seen Sakura recently. If you go on his PC, you'll see he did play Sakura just 3 weeks ago, but I haven't seen it yet in the Street Fighter League. And he's joined the bandwagon. One thing we've seen tons of already in this season. I expect to see the same in US and in EU. It's just a plethora of Lukes, isn't it, Cola?
Yeah, I think there's going to be quite a few of those players, but I feel like to find success with this character, despite how strong he is, at a high level, you definitely have to work at the matchups. And we saw that not be the case all the time at like Evo and things like that, where you'd see Luke players, but they're not Luke players, if that makes sense to the people. Nalman, you know, one of those people that switched over from the Sakura it also has a Ken, but I think the style of that character can actually fit Nalman. I'd like to see how he operates with this character, though. Overall, I've seen some of his stuff on CFN. We've seen a few matches with him, but overall, like, I want to see if like he's a real Luke player. You know, I want to see if like he is actually a Luke player. If it actually is going to fit his style, if he's actually put the work in with that character.
Yeah, I think the issue is when you look at these low forward into conversion damage into Oki characters, that mid-screen damage, sometimes even meterless, it's just so much better. You know, 1 bar for the EXJ upper, and then the charged up flash knuckles. A lot of reward for that cross medium. So these characters that were playing these low forward kind of like hit confirm to damage, Sakura just gets a DP into a little bit of Oki, right? I mean, Luke, 1 bar, corner carry, huge damage, momentum, Oki. They're just looking at it, and a lot of the carryings, Sakuras, anyone with them low forward confirmed games, they're like, oh what?
Right.
I'm just gonna play Luke. Luke's a better version of what I've already got. So a lot of them are just switching over, which is a shame for us as spectators because we love variety, we love unique characters on display. We love Nalman Sakura, former Evo champion. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll see if there's anything to be excited about. It's players like Nalman, players like Fujimura picking up Luke and taking him to the next level. They playing above average Luke makes it even more exciting. But he's up against Akira. Let's not sleep on this guy, right? We've seen this guy before, haven't we? Right. I know you know about the scammy camis, don't you, Cola?
This character's still strong. Don't let anybody get you wrong, all right? Don't let anybody tell you different. Cammy is still a threat. Of course I know about the scammy Cammy. I've been commentating EU stuff for dang near months upon months, so I know the strength of this character, even still that we have, you know, some of the Cammy players left to the side, but she still is a very strong character. And also, Akira's a very strong player too as well. You know, he's one of the more aggressive Cammy players, TK dive kicks and things like that. He's very risky, but he's able to, he's been a lot better about this, pull back to get that reward. Because I feel like, especially with a character that is lower in health nowadays, like you have to be very careful about what you do in the neutral, things like that. Those mistakes add up quite a bit. He's been better about that, you know, after the weeks that I've seen him play and practice. And we saw him at CPT recently, got top 8, lost to Cody, and immediately went to the lab. Let's see if he's got that same sort of fire in him here at Street Fighter League Japan.
Here we go. Nalman versus Akira. Second game of today, guys. How exciting. We got tons of matches to get through for you. 10 points down right now. Team Detonation, they need magic. They bring up Nalman's Luke to take on Akira's Cammy. Cammy, underrepresented these days versus previous times, but you still have loyalists picking her up, and this is one of them. With Akira, wow, what a start to the round there. Slightly charged up. Knuckle from Nalman has the corner.
Yeah, it's pressure in the corner. This is really, I mean, Luke has some of the best corner pressure in the business. That medium punch is such a great starter. The crouching kick, of course, the medium kick, all those buttons play. But, yo, the fierce, though, the buffer and the back throw from Akira is I'm not going to be there anymore. Aggression. Medium kick over and over again. Akira just kind of passed him in the neutral. There's that TK dive kick, but now I'm not biting. Ooh! That's a finesse and bless. Oh my God. That micro back walk to put him to rest. Akira, look, smiling, enjoying this one. It's kind of wild because, you know, we talk about these.
Okay, for that walk block as well. Why? Why does he get that? So good. Guess for game.
Feature Street Fighter 5.
Oh, good check on that dash and switch sides as well.
Activation, caught him walking back like that, using all the bar. Akira loves to use that bar in terms of V-trigger. Just get the stun up and also that corner carry.
Side switch.
I can have enough bar.
Just in range
for the EXTP.
This is great sequence. Confirmed from Akira. What a first game. But right now, Oja Body Star are running away with this match, man. They are halfway towards 20 points clear. Nauman had some good moments, but man, when this guy gets going, Akira, so decisive. Switching up to PC as well, getting those low forward confirms. Yeah, great play. Big smile on his face. He can't stop smiling right now. He's loving it. Maybe that crash medium wasn't a confirm. I don't know why he's laughing. Somebody tell me.
I don't know. I don't know either, man. You know, I think that's a dangerous person. If you're sitting there smiling about fighting a loop, you are a dangerous cat. But someone that's been playing this character for so long is going to have, you know, like years upon years of like minute matchup knowledge and things like that. Now I'm looking a little bit lost. I like how he starts off these rounds, but these hit confirms, like the challenges on the backdash, things like that. When he's on defense, he's starting to break down, and Akira's reading these moments. But now here in the corner, V shift doesn't go for the break. Knows it would have been punished.
Interesting, yeah. Oh, it's looking for that nice whiff punish though. And again, the correct wake up there. It seems to be a theme coming from this team. Counter hit confirmed. Another round that starts. Look at the late dash. Another counter hit. This is horrible. Now he's in big trouble. That's the back dash out of there. Look at the way this turned around, Cola.
With the quickness, Akira has him caught up in the corner and harassing with that medium kick and not letting anything whip. Really knows that. Oh, the jumping! No anti-air from Noman.
Oh, don't you dare.
That's a stress DP.
Absolutely one-sided. I mean, and the rounds are starting so well for Nauman. Walking her down, chipping away at the health, taking a 20%, 30% health lead at the start of every round and getting her cornered. But then this happens. This time he's not getting a great start to the round. I think Nauman smells blood. Sorry, Akira smells blood. Look to finish Nauman off here. Nice. Stand short confirmed. Sorry, buffer. Oh, no punish there on that V-shift. Oh my days.
You have the medium punch button to catch that. I don't understand. You typically see Nauman go for these anti-airs. He's been really on point with those. There's that medium punch button finally coming into play. And the throw. There you go. Gets a stun and done. Nauman back in the driver's seat. Akira now starting to stress. And he's like, okay, hold on now. Buddy's starting to throw up like volume. I got to get worried. And the smile returns on Nauman's face.
Yeah, like he tried to run away with that on Akira, but I've got to be more respectful of his opponent. The EX upper does connect this time. Yeah, that was a little high. I love the challenge. With punish though.
Look at this. Brass for the corner. Would have loved to have a crush on that crouch heavy kick.
Oh my god.
That back brainless.
He's trying to kill. That would have been dead if he tech there.
This bar at the bottom. This bar at the bottom, you know it's for one touch. Don't be minus, my friend. It'll be the end. And Akira looking for that one buffer, that one hit to do it. That medium kick could do it. Crouching kick, anything.
Yeah,
for the shots.
Looking to V-shift
and there it is.
Still alive. Well, I guess this
He's
one
still
alive.
Alive. He breathes.
Oh, he saw it coming. It's like he knew she was going for that instant overhead. CA to punish the jump like it. What a choice.
The wake up light. That'll put him good night.
It doesn't matter. Wow.
Akira. It just doesn't matter. Akira had too much of a lead and was just too solidified. That was a sick, cool whip punish right there. The fierce with the super on the way down, but it wasn't enough to take down Akira. And you see the strength of somebody not playing maybe a top tier character, but playing someone that is they've been playing for years upon years and is feeling so comfortable in any match.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with Akira, man. I mean, he has clearly been putting in the hours against Luke. And this is something I'll say to everyone who's thinking of picking up Luke, because Luke is a very strong character and does better what a lot of those characters, those archetypes do. He does it better, right? We know this. But you have to be aware, if you're picking up Luke, just know everyone who doesn't play Luke is looking to study that character and break you down. Everyone has got tech, anti-Luke tech in the lab 24/7. So, and as you saw there, Akira looking extremely comfortable against Luke, and looking at some of the statistics here, Cola, and how that went down. I mean, Akira wasn't even forced to make too many reads because there's so much good momentum. on his side.
You see the stats go with anti-air, ESTP, and throw escape. The anti-airs and ESTPs were on point from the side of Akira, not so much for Nauman, and that led to part of his demise. Same thing with the anti-airs. Where were they? Where were they from Nauman? We didn't see any DPs, crouch fierce, none of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna play Luke, you've got to be anti-airing, man. You've got to be. You get a decent little dash on the right strength as well. So yeah, throw tech as well, something that's gone well for Nauman, and of course the wake up DPs. 0 out of 2 there from the throw escapes for Nauman. Not a very good game from him. We know he's capable of better. I'm gonna put all the credit on Akira though. I feel like Akira just went in that with a killer mentality, didn't let him breathe. And if you're Fudo right now, you're sitting down with very little pressure on you. Close this out, get our first 40-0 of the season potentially. You're looking very confident going into this next one, aren't you?
100%. You see the work that Akira had put in. Remember that he did get second at the World Warriors CPT Japan event just recently. If you cut through the stacked amount of killers like that, you are definitely that cat. So it's all on the line for whoever they send up. I would like to think with the amount of heat that we've seen from J-Tac, it's got to be him in the driver's seat. It's got to be him to get that win. They're focusing on with the camera. He's even got the gamer glasses. He is ready to play.
Yeah, 100% it's going to be John Takeuchi. We're just waiting for confirmation of that. Yes, confirmed. John Takeuchi will be taking on Fudo's poison. And I think this was quite clever to put Fudo's poison where they put him, because I think they anticipated that John Takeuchi would be anchoring for the 20 points. So I think they thought, let's put Fudo here. If they want to put John Takeuchi in anchor, he's going to have to play against my poison, and it looks like that plan has worked.
And, you know, I like the way that John Takeuchi had played against Fudo in the CPT World Warrior when they did play against each other. I liked his corner pressure. Like, his objective was put Fudo in the corner and focus on my bar usage, on my pressure. I'm putting it all in this corner pressure as much as possible. That's how he took down Fudo. And I feel like he's comfortable in that match where if it's even or bad or whatever, I feel like it's one of those where he's got a good game plan against that character. However, this is Fudo. This is a person who last Triple League Japan was doing a lot of work. So you know he's going to have his own game plan. You know he wants revenge. This is a run back. And Fudo says wins. His hands are sticky with sweat right now. And John Takeuchi says, of course, I need to win this. So Fudo's nervous.
That's so fascinating. Fudo's already sweating. He hasn't even stopped yet. So I said there's no pressure. But then again, when your two teammates have delivered, I guess it does put pressure on you to do the same. I actually heard you, Polo, in the last episode talk about how different the pressure is in a team environment versus a solo environment. It's a different kind of pressure. A lot of people underestimate that. If this was Fudo just going in, win a side, play, you know, he'd be feeling a different kind of pressure to the pressure that he's feeling now. Your teammates, Daigo, and Akira, give you 20 points up. You lose this, and suddenly they're back in a real match, and it could go either way. So the pressure's on. You're not playing just for yourself, and it's a very, very unique mentality you need to be able to play and perform like yourself in these team environments when people are dependent on you. It's not the same kind of pressure as a solo tournament. I think Fudo's feeling that right away. But if there's anyone who can handle it, it's this guy.
Yeah, I think this guy is one of the best in Japan. I feel like when we talk about, maybe not players that are spoken about often, it's kind of weird, but honestly, I don't think Fudo is talked about as often. Maybe doesn't have the results as consistently, but he used to always be in top 8s, if not top 3s. He was like the bridesmaid, never the bride for a long time. He did get his big win before COVID had hit, but he had been doing a lot of work to make up for that. Street Fighter Japan has been the top set CPTs. Yeah, he was, but he wants to be first place out here for his team against John Takeuchi. What might potentially be the last match of this team fight right now.
Let's see. Time is going to tell us, Kola. Can he send it to a tiebreak? Those of you not familiar with the format, it's 10 points for the first 2 games, 20 points for this game, which is a best of 5. So you're in for a real treat here. Best of 5 for 20 points. If Detonation can get this, they bring things to 2020, and we will have a tiebreak best of 1 battle to determine the winner of the entire match. Good start here for Fudo.
I'm looking for Fudo to show me something different than what we saw at CPT, right? To show me something how to deal with this character. But Cody is one of those characters that, even in matchups that may be bad or kind of difficult for him to fight, especially zoning matches, he always is in the game because of the sway, because of his damage play. But here we go, Fudo with the crush.
Yeah, he's still, I mean, it's uphill in neutral, but he's got things he can do like that, preemptive sways, buffers from the right range. He's always got EX zonk as well, just to get the party started if you can catch it when buttons aren't being pressed on screen. But it's a great start so far from Fudo. Oh, great call with the neutral jump. Waits out the stand throw after the anti-air. Fudo with a great first round.
Really solid play just to start things off. I mean, we always got one ruffian that came through, but in terms of like the where he's keeping him out, it's like outside stand fierce range. Every so often with the EX whip, side switch, Fudo getting aggressive. It interrupts a bad stand. Won't go land.
Wake up bar, so connects for John Takeuchi. Needs to get some momentum here. Break gets the knockdown.
Of course. Fudo still in the lead.
He's turned this around.
Hands up,
oh, big whip on that EX dog.
Oh.
Got the CA just in time. Great meter management of Fudo. Running away with a first game lead here. John Takeuchi just couldn't get started. Very, very impressive first game there from Fudo. One step ahead.
Fantastic. And where he's exactly the way he spaces himself out against John Takeuchi, because I feel like Fudo's maybe one of the more aggressive poisons. He loves to get those dashes every so often, like just start like the dash up medium punch pressure that we typically see from him. But like this time, he stood outside the fierce range and almost played a little bit of an IDOM kind of game. I actually talked about IDOM about with this. Like he's like IDOM's like, I'm one of the most boring players to watch because I just keep safe and solid. We see Fudo take a lot of risk. He gets a little bit more aggressive than someone like IDOM is, but that may not be the best play against someone like Cody. Now he is staying outside like fierce range, letting EX zonk whip and things like that outside the distance where the character wants to play.
Exactly, and I got to acknowledge Fudo's mentality here. He's taking this the right way in terms of looking at this not just as one match, but looking for the future as well. And he's saying this 20 points is going to lead to the future. It's going to be important for the whole season, is what he's saying to his team now. And he's absolutely right. Not only are they getting themselves potentially a 40-0 sweep if they win this set, they're also preventing Detonation from getting any points, which is a huge deal. Remember, in this Street Fight League format, you can lose a game and still walk away with 10 or 20 points. But if you get 40-0, you go an entire match with no points. Very, very difficult for you to build your momentum in the table if that happens. And this is what Fudo's thinking. Not only is he thinking, I need to get my team maximum points here, he's also thinking, I need to shut down one of my potential threats later in the season by giving them completely zero. And he's on the way to doing that so far.
Man, oh man, you're gonna leave without anything to eat? That's wild. The B skill coming right through, the sway in play. You see now John Takeuchi trying to walk in that distance to let that sway do the damage. Ooh, target combo on the mark.
This is a totally different round to what we've just seen. He's brave to get knocked down. For some reason, she gets a meaty fierce after that. Don't ask me why.
You get the email Capcom for that one. The sway too predictive with it. That should have been anti-air. Should have been a sand fierce.
Corner's game though.
Put him down to the ground.
Roundhouse and again. Fudo's not getting up on this round though. Gets a jump in. Nice surprise jump, trying to close this out. Gonna make this as hard as he can.
This could be a poison round at any point. Yeah, I mean, this could still be a poison round at any point because look at the bar at the bottom that he has built up. Try to get right in that distance to do with that super to seal it. Well, I think 2 more good hits from the whip. Let it happen.
You can't get hit now. He's dead if he gets hit. Surprise dash in! Only 3 hits.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I mean, F-word. This is exactly what I mean.
Clever dash. Annoyingly clever. You're thinking about how you're going to get in. You're slowly biding your time. This character's impossible to break down. Suddenly she's dashing on you. Good lord.
Exactly.
Oh, and misses his lead.
Outside the distance for that confirmed.
Still going wrong from John Takeuchi. He gets
gotta keep solid.
This is what they can be made. Another surprise dash.
Dash up throw. Yeah, back in the corner you go, and that sun's rising. The cross the B skill. This won't kill for the next sequence after this will. Okay, crack kick. More damage on the deck, and there's 2 bars at the bottom to make him gas and feel the press. The V reversal, the dash up, that means no more V triggers over for Takeuchi to make the comeback.
I haven't even seen him V trigger this set. My sway.
You're right.
Oh, we tried to extend, it's not gonna work. Still alive. Oh, how did that throw reach? Such incredible throw range from Poison. John Takeuchi sat still, thought he was safe, but no, he wasn't. and Fudo absolutely running away with this. And you see what I'm talking about, Cola? Listen, John Takeuchi plays this match really well, and he does very well in it, but it's an uphill matchup still, regardless of the sway being included. There are a few characters that still counter Cody in this game, and I truly believe this is one of them. He's got to play just that bit better than Fudo to get any kind of momentum going. And even when he had the momentum going, it was so hard to close it out. That round that got taken away from him by some great patient play from Fudo. Over to the character select screen again. I don't think he'll be switching over. He's very much a Cody player these days, but what can he do differently, Cola?
I mean, what we saw before at CPT was like literally him putting Fudo in the corner and getting V-trigger and running that, right? You have the enhanced forbidden neutral of the knife to put a good night, but we haven't seen that play. He's been spinning it for V before, so I feel like Fudo is so focused on making him spin that V-bar for defensive tactics that he's not able to get the V-trigger, as well as stay outside that distance. We did see John Takeuchi almost have that comeback. He almost had that, it was just like a misconfirmed. So he's got to keep things a little bit tighter. I like the heavy kicks harassing. It's putting Fudo off his game, and it's threatening him for pressing buttons because that might be a crush counter in a corner carry.
Yeah, I truly believe he's had some great momentum, plays the matchup really well. It's just been very hard to maintain that momentum, maintain that corner position. And you know what? Let's not put too much criticism on John Takeuchi. Let's give credit to Fudo. He's playing the matchup extremely well at the moment. We need to see a change up here. Things like that. Maybe a confirm would have been better there. But committed to the projectile. Too far to punish that. Crouch fierce. Oh, sway. Almost well timed. Catches him approaching though. Nice ruffian for the knockdown. Has the corner now. Done this well at the start of rounds. There's that roundhouse you mentioned, Cola.
Harassing with that button. No anti right there. Yeah, it's so hard to anti this character. You don't know if it's gonna be the dodge kick edition or the other jump in. Ruffian, medium kick.
Stick it out.
So what do you want?
Again, getting some mileage. A bit more risk here from John Takeuchi, but the crouch medium activate. Plus has to hold
Molotov.
Oh no,
EX whip.
Oh my goodness. Nice button. It's his turn still. Where you
go? There's a way.
Try and walk away. So good against these keep out characters that like to hold back when you get them in plus pressure. Just straight into the crouching short. That's why a lot of people pick that V trigger. Crouch jab reaching from a mile away.
Crouching light kick is super strong for that exact reason. Especially enhanced with the knife, but you saw that's how John Takeuchi was able to win. Get V-trigger going to flowing. Oh man, here we go. EX uses that V skill for that corner carry. The sway and play, but Fudo now with the cancel to kind of bait that out.
Oh, catches him trying to V him, Brett. Where you going? What a read. This is a great play from John Takeuchi. Back throw would have stunned there, surely. Is that going to cost him?
Oh, you might regret it.
On here.
Is he going to regret this? He's got the bar at the bottom for the Igzogs. The whip, the throw. Light. Okay, John Takeuchi, got to finish it. The super.
And he's got the Molotov. He's got the second Molotov as well. And for it to extend. Oh, the C8 there, actually. Got to be careful. Gets away with it. This John Takeuchi's going to lose another round. Oh my god.
What's that chip dip? Oh, he gets the hit. John Takeuchi still gets the hit. He still gets the hit with the knife. John Takeuchi, you see how important that B trigger is in not only this matchup but many matchups. You get so much range, you get so much extension, so much damage, and that is able to seal the deal. I like the idea to go for the super from Fudo in the gap like that, but it wasn't enough. And John Takeuchi back on the board.
Yeah, Fudo's been extremely stubborn. He's not giving up rounds without a big fight at all. Just a round, he's making it extremely difficult for John Takeuchi. But still, Takeuchi would enough to close that one out. All right, it's still 2-1 Fudo. It's still match game for him and his team.
Give a jump in, medium kick flip out. D-shift in the break. I like that. At least, you know, that was a lucky thing right there. But the challenge right here will flip out from Fudo. Once again, he's missing that jab with the knife. So smart.
Oh, he reversal it every time. The knife's gone now. Crouch fierce, great position here, but gets opened up. You wake up, CA.
You need Ruffian, the throw.
Reversal.
And the walk-up medium kick is gonna do it.
This all the way back. My goodness.
From the brink of the
great
feet.
adaptation. This is it, man.
He's doing some. This is it. This is what we want to see from John Takuchi. A lot more aggression, a lot more B trigger usage, a lot more bar usage too, and harassment with that heavy kick. Let's see what Fudo does in return.
We'll try to press the button at the wrong time there. Checks him in between with that target combo into the knockdown. Dash, dash. Oh, almost got the V-shift, not quite.
Look at the knife usage, just pressing with the corner. It's done. No, it's done. It's actually dead.
John Takeuchi with the
Takeuchi.
With the change up, with the pressure. Beautiful conversion on that knife combo in the corner as well. Absolutely love that. And this time, the forward throw that he did last time that didn't stun, this time he remembered to back throw. Cody, of course, does max damage, max stun damage on back throw. This time he does. Fudo didn't see it coming, and a scratch in the head for Fudo. But for the first time, looking a little concerned here. His team, that were looking like they were going to run away with a 40-0 lead, suddenly staring at a tiebreaker. John Takuchi can get this fun. Dude, we're getting so much entertainment today, Cola. We're going match point both players again. This time for the set.
Let's go. Yo, Fudo is like, I'm supposed to win this match. I think I got the normals, the whip at the distance to do it, but John Takuchi has been getting into Fudo. I like how we've seen also the knife play to enforce Fudo to have to guess, like, do I have to do like V reversals for that V bar for defense? But now it's all offense from Fudo. Big lead right here. Uh-oh, activation. Here we go.
Pressure. Has to hold this heat. Oh, he tried to read it this time. So unlucky. Oh, he gets it open with a jab, jab. Great play. I love the mind games, though. You saw Fudo resorting to the V reversal every time he saw that knife cancel. On this occasion, he predicted that and went for the sway, but it was too far to punish. Great innovation there from John Takuchi. Well, not enough set point Fudo. That is a charged up zone. To the corner straight away here.
Heavy edition. This is not where you want to be if you're poisoned. You gotta find an activation to get out. Use a B skill. So many times. Use a B skill. B reversal.
Great jump. Back dashes out. Anti-air's ready this time. John Takuchi looking to close this out. Fudo gets an opening. He won't get V-trigger this round.
May not even need it. The normal throw.
Oh my goodness.
Stuns rising on the side of John Takuchi. The crush. The pickup. EX connects.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of damage. F-work, this is a lot of damage. The activation.
Gonna be a mix-up.
Guess what game?
No, just go for damage.
Flip the coin. Flip the coin. The B-chip chase down. Fudo is gonna take it over John Takuchi. What a chase down. What a go. Fudo.
The cross counter to get the V meter. Spent all the bar on the V trigger. So many people would have saved that, gone for a reset because of the little damage it's doing, but he was assessing his opponent's health to perfection. It looked very scary at one point, but in the end, it's going to be Fudo who takes it for Oja Body Star. Build on 40-0. What a result, Cola.
Wow, I did not think we were going to see a 40-0 at all, considering the pedigree that is on Kamfuma, that nation. But man, as you were pointing out, the bar use, the acquisition of the bar to go far from Fudo at the very end to get the win, and that switch up, changing up, flipping what he does in the neutral, getting a lot more aggressive, and turn up like volume. We talked about how it is risky to be aggressive, but John Takuchi was just not ready for that last situation. And for the corner, bro, that was fantastic play for Fudo. I thought it was gonna be rap. I'm gonna be real. I thought John Takuchi was gonna run away with that. I'm gonna be real.
Same. He turned that around so convincingly. I thought it was over. I thought he was going to steamroll and just annihilate. But great adaptation, great comeback from Fudo. And I mean, if you're Daigo and Akira and Narikun, you're definitely nervous as it gets to 2-2. I hope you didn't doubt your boy, because he was not one to doubt. He got it done, regardless of the scoreline. 40-0, despite it being 3-2, 2-0. There's no reward for that. All that matters is the scoreline. 40-0.
We ain't lying. The people that will be walking away with the points will be in the Nagoya Oja Body Start once again. Milodon, we're going to get the interview real soon from them. But again, great play from the entire team, especially Fudo to clutch that out. Matchups and things like that aside, how Fudo played against John Takuchi was so much more important than like, okay, well, this character's better than this character in these aspects. We saw him, as you have pointed out expertly, baiting out the knife throw and the sway. He baited that out, read that perfectly to kind of play around John Takuchi's momentum. And we see that Fudo says that he is so happy. He said John Takuchi did very well, too, but just not well enough to win. That's my own addition right there. That's not what Fudo said.
It's interesting that he cares how well, because he was running away with that. It was looking like it was going to be a straight blitz, and he's quite happy that John Takeuchi made a more of a fight of it. He can't be that happy. He must have been very scared at one point, man. I'm seeing the nervous laughter here from him. I don't speak Japanese, but I can almost sense the body language in what he's saying. He's saying, maybe I could have played better, but he's happy his team won. I hear that. He played very well at the start, but you know what? You got to give credit to your opponent. You got a game plan that's working. Suddenly your opponent changes the strategy. That changes everything. You don't necessarily adapt immediately, but you adapted in time, Fudo, which is what matters. So he's right. Regardless of the performance, got the win, which is what matters the most. Cola.
I think it's important to also recognize how strong, especially when things go like down to the wire, like how strong your opponents, especially at the league, we have all these strong competitors that they're going to play this match and have a game plan. And honestly, John Takuchi had a new game plan. We didn't really see. We saw quite an evolution of the CPT match that they had before, like a little bit more of an evolution. But same on the side of Fudo. But Umehara himself says luck shown on their team. And there were some moments where John Takuchi could have taken the match. We saw he had that last hit to do it. Like he almost had that I believe it was stun or at least some damage to the deck, but it was Fudo that came back from that break for that last hit and kind of started to make it really shaky for John Takuchi. So there was a little bit of luck, but hey, there was a great playthrough as well. And Umehara said that we thought he'd come about 60% in terms of, I'm assuming, points. Maybe just like not getting as many or losing at least one of the matches.
Wow, that's good comments there from Daigo, and he's absolutely right. Great play from his team. A little bit of luck on his team side. I mean, his match with Itabashi was to the wire as well. Remember, we forget that. That was just 30 minutes ago. Well done to him. Narikun, super thrilled with his teammates. He was so moved. He was so impressed. His teammates are so strong, is what he's saying. And even though he didn't feature this week, you can see the admiration, the appreciation, and he will play his part when the opportunity is allowed.
Kira saying that he is super happy. He's a little embarrassed that he's been showing his white teeth, but he should be happy the way that he played. He played that Luke matchup fantastic. In fact, I think if there's caddy players that are still around, you should definitely look to Akira and how to maybe not just fight Luke, but how to fight the player. I feel like he's a good template. And since we don't see much at Hurricane these days, Akira's in the top spot, and the away team never thought they'd win 40 points. He's very surprised that they have won 40 points in total. And again, that is such a sweep. Not only winning 40 points, as you pointed out, but 0 points for the other side. They leave with nothing. No other than the doggy bag.
What a result. You got to look back at Team Detonation and wonder though, if despite John Takeuchi's phenomenal performance, and this is one critique I will have so far of the Street Fighter League Japan is, taking advantage of those character matchups, not the player matchup, the character matchup. And I know Takeuchi can beat a Fudo, but just wonder if someone else could have anchored there to take on Fudo in the end, because it was uphill despite it being 2-2. We've got the statistics coming up now. Cola running through these again. Really interesting to see how these have played out this time around.
Yeah, the EXCP on the side of Fudo was the super. Yeah, the middle one was the super, and then so Anti-Air is the first one. And the throw escapes, low on the side of both players. We got blown up quite a bit, but that one super was able to route things back for just a little bit. But
such a big read.
Overall, though, great play. Look at these points, F-Word. This is ridiculous. 40 points on the side of Oja Fighting Star. They are walking with so much. We cannot stress how important that is, especially at a big league. They already had the 20-point lead from when they won the preliminaries. They got the benefit of that, and now they're going to continue their lead up in the league. And we're going to look back at these matches. Yo, F-Word, talk to me about this match.
Yeah, man, I was just talking about it, man, and how incredibly impressive it was from both players. You saw the jump game from Itabashi Zangief, a regular theme in this particular match as he went up against Daigo, catching him there. And Daigo's wake-up decisions on defense were the big equalizer. There's one example. So hard to read this guy. Look at this comeback attempt here from Itabashi Zangief. Huge life lead for Daigo, but Daigo again with the correct wake-up read. It was the story of the set. There it is again. Wake up EX basket this time. And it's so hard to read this guy. Even when he gets right on one read, he followed up with another great counter hit confirmed there from Daigo to take that. Again, we saw so many opportunities. Knockdown opportunity. Does he get a meaty this time? Catches him trying to jump away this time. Look at the damage he does. Set point. Gets the game, wake up button this time from Daigo. Boom connects into the CA. So many correct reads. Wake up. I mean, so frustrating. If you're Itamasa Zengi, you are absolutely fuming at how annoyingly correct Daigo was on wake up because you had that for the win. And then we saw, of course, Akira, as you mentioned, Kola, showing how to play the Luke matchup. I told you guys, if you're playing Luke, fine, but be ready for how ready everyone is for this character. They know he's a popular character, they know he's strong, and this is a great example of how to counter your Luke strategy. It was very, very much momentum-based and confirmed like that from Akira to close out. I forgot his name, bloody hell.
Nauman out here. But yeah,
Nauman's Luke. If I saw Sakura there, I would not forget his name. It's so easy to remember when I see Sakura, but too many Lukes, man, to keep up. But great play, I must say. I mean, it wasn't 4 rounds straight. I think there was 1 round. Yeah, there's 1 round you can see.
there's 1 round. Yeah.
Ready for the instant overhead. Had the charge up. I mean, that is such a sick punish, man. I mean, these guys are too ready, but it still wasn't enough. Tried to dash up and throw. I got checked for it. And then finally we had this one, Kola, for the set. Beautiful space in there to whiff that. EX Song wasn't really a big feature, I must say, in Cody getting the party started. It was V-reversaled, it was whiff punished, it was out space, so scared to do it. That was a nice feature. And then he started introducing that medium ruffian kick just in neutral. I wish he'd done that at the start of the set, because that made a huge difference and put some hesitation in Fudo's game. There it is again, even when she doesn't go into the cancel, still able to get a hit. But the check in the end, able to get the knockdown there. And that throw range, just insane. I mean, tiny walk forward, but still. Raw Molotov, the CA was there, by the way.
Still ridiculous.
Could have closed that out. Yeah, I mean, but wasn't ready for it.
That bar at the bottom.
Beautiful jump. Such a good jump there. Look at his combo, look at his combo. Guess for game, yes,
Toss him out.
Absolutely ridiculous play. And this is the comeback that we spoke about. Activated and got the V-trigger because of that cross counter. Spends all the V-trigger here to bring him into a one-guess head scenario. Look at this damage. Wake up, CA. Oh, he doesn't have the meter. Hold this heat. Beautiful place there. Beautiful play there from Fudo to close out for his team. Remember, he just dropped 2 games straight. Came to 2-2, but the strategic decision making mid-game just mind-blowing. An incredible play there. Congratulations, Ojo Body Star Mildo. 40 points to 0. I think the first 40-0 we've seen, I believe, this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cole. I don't think I've seen one so far.
I think that the other teams have at least able to get one. I have to refer to my stats a bit later. But like right now, you know, the fact that these players are playing at this peak means that we're going to have even more great Street Fighter 5 action on the way. I even just watching that last match, my heart is already pounding like the next match that we're going to see upcoming. But again, walking away with as many points as possible early in this series is going to be so important. We saw how important having that lead was for Good 8 Squad as they dang near took it to victory, as they were able to qualify, because all these players want to qualify for the top spots. They want to be in the qualification zone as much as possible. You don't want to be lacking and slacking, because at some point it's going to be too late. So we want to have as many points as possible. Like that Oja Body Star is in that lead. The combination of Oja and Melodon to get it done. But this is not the end of Compliment Detonation. It was a few hits away. But look at some of these things that are coming up for Street Fighter. Street Fighter is still going on long and strong. We have TGS still going on this week. We have Street Fighter 6 news coming up, I think 2 times this week. So if you're out in Japan, please let me know and Edward know what's going on with Kimberly, with Jury, and Guile.
Please. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we saw Jury with the dive kick and what an introduction. She's back, baby. She's fully back. Street Fighter 4 days returning, and there's more to come. So really looking forward to that. Remember the Street Fighter League Pro Japan costumes are here as well. I mean, look at these costumes there. Each team represented to the fullest. That is so freaking cool. I'd like to be on a team just to say I had a freaking costume on the game, man. I mean, how awesome is this as a representation of the Street Fighter League Japan 2022 this season? Incredible stuff.
Absolutely sick stuff right here to have them support. I hope the US teams get that as well. Man, I hope the US teams get theirs as well. That would be so sick to rep your favorite teams and things like that. You know, it's cool that they have this integration in the game, but it's cool that we're seeing a lot of love for something different than just normal like tournaments. We're seeing the team tournaments. We're seeing how hyped these things are. When again, you're not just riding for yourself, you're riding for your team. When your team is relying upon you, it's a different sort of stress. It's a different sort of strategy that we're seeing throughout these you know, these matches and things like that. It's not just I'm gonna go up with my Luke and just, you know, go all the way through Evo or whatever, Capcom Cup, whatever. It's more about where do I place myself. So this is gonna make this action way different than what y'all typically see.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. It's just an exciting time to be part of this. For the first time in history, I believe we're going to have all 3 Street Fighter leagues. We have USA, we've seen those teams announced recently. I mean, and look at the merchandise you're getting here for the squads. Good 8 squad, of course, defending champions. Look out for that one. But all the other teams represented here. The merchandise that you can get here on Gamism. Super exciting time to be in the Street Fighter League. And I hope we're going to see the same for Street Fighter League US. And of course, the debut Street Fighter League EU, we hope to see this year as well. So very exciting time to be part of the Street Fighter League. Whether you're playing, whether you're watching, just incredible entertainment throughout.
You give us some great entertainment. We've also seen the CPT One Warrior event that just recently happened, where Shooter was able to take it with Urian. Yeah, we didn't lie. We said Urian from winner's side of things. So that just shows you how great Street Fighter 5 is right now.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Street Fighter 5, but we've seen these characters represented, man. There's a ton of examples out there. But Shuto doing that with everyone dropped Urian. I mean, we saw Nemo trying to play a pretty pathetic fault just a few episodes ago. Urian's right there, man. Winning CPTs in Japan? Don't sleep on it, man. Don't sleep on it.
Don't. You can't sleep on it. Don't sleep on this action, people. When we return from this break, coming up, we're going to have Gyogun versus Plus, FAD Gaming. When I tell you I don't know who's going to win, I mean it 100%, because all these teams are stacked. All this action is action-packed, and we are going to have even more Street Fighter 5 coming your way in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You can get some stacks, things like that, but make sure that you return with the quickness. We'll see you after this commercial break. それでは一旦失礼いたします。
しめそうじゃん。どっからでもかかってきなよ。いじめたくなっちゃうだろう。
And welcome back to Street Fighter League Japan 2022. We are in the second half of this episode. We got Kyogun going up against V6 plus FAV Gaming up on the deck. And this is the first team we're going to be talking about. The Sure Spear from V6, Sako himself. Man, this guy is leading the charge with the Genius Pro Gamer at his side, Tokido, with that loop play today. Right after is going to be the Judgment Dealer himself, Bonchan. Bro, this guy is ridiculous with the music Sagat too as well. The Super Space Sansera himself, Korimeshi, rounds out that team. My name is St. Cola. I'm joined with F-Word, and we out here for some more Street Fighter League Japan.
Listen, Cola, when I looked at the teams at the start of this season and I saw this team, I thought to myself, holy cow, like, I know Japan is stacked, right? Stacked enough to mix players around what a squad they are, but it's not been a great start as we expected it to be. Their opponents, of course, former champion Mago, still rocking that carry, and we've seen him pull out the Steve as the Luke as well, a bit of everything, and the ever so reliable Machabo as buffs and Nakali, bringing Nakali back, looking awesome, getting that victory for his team last week. And then Suzaku coming up, another Luke player in Mizuha. This is super exciting for you guys to see. So many Lukes. And still faithful to Rashid is, of course, Moke, fourth player on that team. Flag flying there from Mago. Still there by the side of Machabo. That duo with such great history in the Street Fighter League from season 1 to now. They're playing together, ready to go. Smiles on their faces as they get ready for a huge match. Of course, they are the home side. So big advantage for them. For those of you joining late, is the away side will have to reveal their order, their characters. Home side can then pick on the fly who they like to play against them. So we're going to see the order now as it comes up. Tokido first, very interesting. Okay, Sakanoko second, locking in with Minat. Bonchan third with Luke. They are not mucking around. They've got Torimeshi there. in the side, and he was very, very impressive last week. Just barely able to win his match. I think he just lost it slightly. But Dalsim in this team setting is very effective when you're on the home side. But when you're the away side, you don't want to get counterpicked because Dalsim has some pretty tricky matchups. We saw Fudo make it very hard for him last week. So they decided to bench him as they're the home side. I think that's quite a smart, as they're the away side, sorry. I think that's quite a smart move.
Yeah, I think it is too. And I think, you know, Tokido finally going to Luke is something different. And it looks like, although Mago was frozen for a second, I was like, are you good? Are you okay? But we'll see if he's okay to go up against someone like Tokido. We saw the Urian from Tokido. He went 3-0, and actually on FGC Translated, I saw Mago talking about the fact that Tokido should not have went Urian. He said he should have went the Luke matchup, but I guess Tokido felt like Urian was a better fit for him. It was a very strange choice. Let's see who's going to be going up against Tokido this time. He's got the Luke for that first of two. Remember, first of two, and then first of three for that final bout, and then first one for that death bout. If it gets to that, looks like who's going up first is going to be the Misa Koda.
Super deceiving because who was Mizuha? Was it Karen on his name or something, or Luke? I think it was. And then we're seeing a Cody get picked out. A lot of these players are in transition. To be fair, I mean they haven't actually locked in on a character yet. The meta has changed. It's Luke's season. Everyone's going nuclear, and outside of that, there's a few obvious choices to pick. You know, the Codys, the Poisons, the Dalsims. He's going with Cody here to take on Tokido. So you're going to be curious to see how much Tokido knows, how much he knows about this, because I know Tokido's had great exposure to Cody with those matches with John Takeuchi and others.
Yeah, you know, again, going from what Mago had said off the FGC translated video, it's just like he didn't feel confident in that match. Well, he did feel confident in that match, and then he ended up switching to Urian. Like he was giving Mago tips, he ended up switching to Urian. So let's see if he's found something for this match. In practice, Mizuha says he'll do his best. Tokido says he'll do his best, but he hasn't won anything. So he's hoping to do so right here, right now, as the first match on the deck. And I do think that there are some elements that Cody can fight Luke with. The sway, if you sway the Sandblast, you get so much more. Like if you guess wrong, you get a little bit of damage, right? If you guess right, you get V-gauge, you get bar, you get the knockdown and things like that, and in some cases the activation. So that dynamic of the fireball gameplay is kind of deleted, even though it's so fast you can't really react to it. It's predictive. So that Cody, alongside B-Trigger, is able to keep up with Luke in the neutral.
Yeah, I like the choice. I've seen Cody's play this matchup really well. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but everyone's been rocking it in training for Lukes. I mean, here's a team that has 2 Lukes on their whole squad. They got 4 players. Half of their squad is Lukes. You know, that's how common the character is at the moment. So these guys are ready for it. Mizuha going to lock in with Cody. I've not seen much of Mizuha's Cody. I've not really seen much of Mizuha of late, to be honest. So it's interesting to see that that's who he's going for and how he played this. But I've seen John Takeuchi play this match extremely well. I've also seen Soundboy in the UK. I've also seen a few other Codys play this match really well. So I don't think it's one that the Cody players have to worry about.
Yeah, I think if you're as we saw with the Akira and the Kami play, if you studied with the matchup, you definitely have some elements that not even the Luke player may know, because again, that character just came out more recently than someone who picked up Cody. But then again, Mizuha recently switched over to Cody as well himself, because the Colleen just wasn't fitting him this season. Only way Kawado is running that character. So he himself is also recently switched. However, Mizuha does have a Luke, so he's going to understand the nuances of the character as well. He himself is going to understand how to fight that character, because he also plays that character as well. He's, probably, I would say 50-50 with things, and just doesn't want to run the mirror match like that.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people want to avoid the mirror match as well. So I totally understand going for the Cody, especially when you're up against someone who's as practiced with the character as Tokido. Go for the Luke, go for the Cody, go for what you're comfortable with, go for what you know you're going to have a slight different advantage with. Play your game, because I mean, mirror matches are a great way to expose who's the more optimal with that character. With certain matchups, there are some mirror matches that are just random as hell, but I think the Luke one's a fairly balanced one.
Yeah, that one, I feel like also Tokido has engaged with that one quite a bit. I've seen Tokido fight Bonchan numerous, if not millions of times, so I'm guessing he doesn't want to run that mirror match like that. And some of that, the mirror match is going to be, if not a lot of it's going to be also the player-to-player kind of aspects and playing against that. And I think Tokido has had a firmer grasp on this character in terms of how to play Luke overall, because he's, on paper, has played more of Luke overall. He has switched fully to Luke, besides, we've seen the Urian pick as well, but we've seen him on 70%. Yeah, this is his character now.
Yeah, man, and the Urian has clearly been impacted as well. I gotta say, the Urian didn't look like it has done historically, you know. So clearly, that commitment to Luke is now starting to impact the Urian too. So it makes sense that he's going to go with Luke for the majority of the time, unless he can find time to get that Urian back up to the level it was, because it definitely looked like it had been affected by his dedication to Luke of late. All right, we're finally going to get into the matches. Here's the first one. Those of you joining late, it is 3v3. First two matches are 2 out of 3 for 10 points each. The third match is the anchor match, is going to be 3 out of 5, so for 20 points. But these first two games are very important, but of course that all-important anchor match, you cannot beat a team unless you beat their anchor. See how it leads up to that. First and foremost, Mitsuha taking on Tokido.
See how it operates. Tokido definitely has had some, matchup experience. I've seen him play numerous amount of Kois. Obviously, has played Momochi in them, Melon Soda. There's a lot of Kois out in Japan, so there's no shortage of practice. Let's see if Mitsuha can bring something different to the table. I like that V-Trigger pick. We talked about how the forbidden neutral of V-Trigger 1 can keep up in the neutral with this character, but he cannot be whipping the heavy kick. Now he gets to Tokido.
Yeah, so it's a matchup of medium kicks at the moment. Tokido getting the better of him so far. We're punishing that stand heavy kick. Medium kick again. Oh,
here we go. The throw. The challenge over Tokido should be able to seal it. Yeah.
He's going to close that
Bend
out.
the win. Cash in, cash out.
Yeah, no time wasted there, Colin. Just went straight for the kill. And he got it too. Great play there from Tokido. A pretty dominant round as well, so made sense that he closed that one out. Did have a moment though from Mitsuha. Needs more moments like that.
Got to be able to, activate a little bit easier. I mean, more in terms of like the neutral. Yeah, EX Zonk is definitely the way to start your activation in terms of like getting aggressive in the neutral. But I like Tokido's play overall. I mean, we talk about Luke's, being so constant, but a lot of them are very different. Tokido is more about that I want to say lane kind of style, and he puts you in the corner, then he turns up like volume right here, but that's minus, and Mitsuha knew it. Full punish. Oki time. EXDP is final from Tokido. Knuckle. The walk-up throw. One more touch will seal it. EX, don't press the deck, but he actually pressed. But the back throw will seal it either way. Tokido stops the obstinance. It takes the first one and gets it done. Man, again, that patient, almost like annoying, pestering play is breaking down Mitsuha and not letting him get those moments started. We talked about how the EX Zonk needs to be really important, how that needs to be represented. That is one element, but even then, a lot of that aggression, the momentum has not been happening at all on the side of Mitsuha. I feel like he's not as comfortable as Tokido is in this match.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is exactly what we spoke about. I saw some nice Cody moments, but I didn't see much Luke-specific spacing, Luke-specific anti-Luke tech. It was very much, I've got a decent Cody, I'm just going to rock it and see how it goes. You wonder with these Colleen players, I know she's taken a huge couple of nerfs in this season, but to see Kawano still rocking her and winning Evo and kind of sticking it out. I know he has some subs now that he covers her with. Just wonder if that experience is better utilized, but he made his choice, I guess. For those of you who aren't familiar with the setting, I believe once you lose a game, even though it's you have to lock into your first characters for your first game, you can actually change characters once you lose that first game. So Mitsuha, I think he's gone to the character select screen and just taking his time to talk to his team, getting advice from his teammates, but also sometimes when you see the character do that, the player do that, it could be a case that they're actually looking to switch characters. I don't think that's the case on this occasion. No, it isn't. He's going to stick it out with Cody.
All right, let's see if he can show us something different with it. I think that you have to not only just how to fight Luke, but how Tokido is playing. He's pestering you with light punch. It's not like a lot of big combos, unless there's something that's whiffed and then you get hits, right? It's just like pestering with lights, with sandblast at distances. If I'm Mizuha, go for those V skills. Go for the bet on those V skills at that distance. Just get the knockdown. You have these great moments with EX too as well. Capitalize as much as possible, and don't let heavy kick like that whiff, because Tokido has found whiff punishes and will get the target combo into Oki.
Confirmed. That's a bad confirm there. Not respecting the meaty as well. Getting hit. No confirm. Luckily from him. Should have gone straight to target combo there. Tokido had the counter hits down medium, and he's allowed Mizuha back in this round. Okay, a preemptive sway. Finally seen some Luke specific stuff here. But he's giving his card away now. Tokido's seen that. Might be onto it. Can't just sway on reaction. You have to kind of do it in advance.
Yeah, it's harder to anti-air with the knife out too as well. Crouch Fierce doesn't reach the same range as Fierce, and Standing Fierce obviously is not a good anti-air, so you see Tokido taking this guy's a little bit more. Yup, big jump, and that's going to be the Tokido. He knows how to play this matchup, and you see the difference, in terms of matchup familiarity and then comfortability too as well.
Comfortability is the word I'm looking at there. I'm not even sure if it's matchup familiarity anymore. I just think Tokido just looks a lot more comfortable in the matchup than Mizuha does, and that jumping was a great example of why. Neutral jump, too predictable, baits out the EXO, had the count hit with the stun there, tries to back dash, that's not gonna work. Oh, big damage incoming. Still alive here, needs some kind of magic on his side. Oh wow.
Comes the stock up and lock up and the throw. The perfect KO. Wow. That was dominant from Tokido. And this isn't a discount Mizuha at all as a player, but you see Mizuha just absolutely lost it from the neutral. And again, didn't seem like there was a lot of big conversions from Tokido. Not consistently, at least. Maybe not until the end of the round, right, that last round. What it was, just picking away with medium punch, light punch, things like that. Getting whip punch on the heavy kick. And Mizuha kind of just hanging himself when he shouldn't. And honestly, Tokido just making Mizuha maybe have to second guess this Cody pick.
Yeah, it was very, very impressive from Tokido. Mizuha second guessing, couldn't get it. And I'm very impressed with Tokido.
So I'm wondering who's gonna be going up next. Again, just people may be upset that Luke exists in the game and things like that, but we see the difference between the players. We see the difference between how the players are operating, things like that, in terms of how the Luke play is. And now we're seeing also the stats. I like the jump ins. You see the lacking anti-airs right there from the side of Mizuha. I think that was a big pain point for when he activates the knife. You have to be careful. You cannot stand Fierce anti-air. Your Fierce is a knife, so it goes forward more. You have to use Crouch Fierce. You have to back up for that right distance, and Tokido recognized that and got some great jump ins.
Yeah, he tried to do it as well, but it was just too late with it. The muscle memory is not there yet with Cody, or it wasn't there on this occasion. Really impressive play from Tokido. Smelt the fear, smelt the discomfort, and just ran away with that. I mean, we don't even have statistics of significant meaning just because it was so one-sided, apart from the anti-air scenario. Listen, is this going to be a theme today? Is the away side going to continue winning? Because this is what we're seeing at the moment, man. And this is why I said, when I saw the rules for this year's Street Fighter League, I said, you've got to have a Manat, you got to have a Poison, you got to have a Dowson, you got to have one of those three characters, or even a Guile. You got to have a different archetype because it allows you to counter these overpowered rushdown characters like a Luke with one of those characters. Even though Luke doesn't necessarily lose to those guys, still has to fight uphill. Right, Cody on there, a relatively even matchup, didn't give you any advantage. To make it worse, you're probably at a disadvantage because the experience is heavily in Tokido's favor. And so was the comfort from what we saw in that match.
Exactly. That comfortability played a big factor, as you pointed out. And again, there's so many elements that you have to worry about. It's a first to two. What characters are going up? What players are going up? How comfortable you are with their character? It looks like Moke is going up next to bat. If we're talking about comfortability, this dog is very comfortable with Rashid. And he's one of those Rashid players that I think does not get enough, conversation about him. He's done a lot of work in Street Fighter League Japan previously. He's done a lot of work in the CPTs and other events and things like that in terms of keeping himself relevant. I think he's still one of the best Rashids in the business. Is he up there with the birds and things like that? Maybe not as much, but when it comes to making the strengths of the character and being in that top spot, especially against well, comparing to someone like Gachikun, I still think he's up there. However, Sako says last time on winner's side, he lost, so he'd like to take revenge right here, right now. Going up against Rashid Manat as Rashid might be kind of dicey though.
Yeah, I like this. This is finally we're seeing one of the Japanese teams kind of try to take advantage of the home advantage. You know, you've got Manat there. They've had to reveal their character. They've had to reveal their order. Rashid fights Manat quite well, so you know they've picked Rashid there, and I feel like for the first time today, we're maybe seeing one of the Japanese players go for a character pick as opposed to a player pick. Well, maybe Fudo going anchor earlier was an example of that, because to counter John Takeuchi. Interesting that the team that did counter was the away team, still being clever enough to counter from the away side by putting your counter in an anchor position when it's worth 20 points for a longer set is very clever as well. But I think they've picked this specifically because he plays Rashid, and Manat can have a hard time against Rashid if Rashid plays well. So, but Sako won't be phased by that. You know, he put himself in this position, maybe expecting this. He will be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Moke himself says, you know, I'm confident, but he did lose last time, so he'd like to win to leave an impression on, you know, the people as a player and for the team as well. So he'd like to get that run back like that, just the same as Sako. So you're going to go in with the same type of energy. That's what I'd like to see. And you know, going back to the character pick, I think it is smart to have this Rashid on the deck to go against the Manat. You know, on paper, you have an advantage. In the first or two, it's going to be harder for you know, the other person to acclimate in what you want to do. And Manat this season, you know, I feel like she's not like a weak character. It's just a stronger characters. And with V-shift and V-break, it kind of dilutes a little bit of her V-trigger stuff. There's anti-V-shift stuff in the game, yes, but you're making a big bet. And Moke himself says, I want to do good for the team and himself as a player. So he's looking to prove himself here in this match.
100%. I love that. Putting a bit of pressure on himself. Some people thrive under pressure. You know, pressure makes diamonds in some scenarios. In other scenarios, you know, you need to forget the pressure to play good. Okay, clearly a guy that thrives under pressure. We saw him get to Evo, his first top 8, his first major tournament when he made his breakthrough. We didn't even know who the hell the guy was, right? Suddenly there he was with that patented Rashid. So that pressure is something he's accustomed to, putting it on himself, remembering what went wrong last time and looking to make it happen. I'm very excited to see how this one goes, actually, because Rashid Manat's a fascinating matchup. I've seen Manat make it really hard for Rashid. But, you know, I do think on paper, you know, player v player, I think Rashid has an edge. So we'll see if Moke can utilize that to his advantage.
Yeah, I'm also wondering how much practice Moke has had against Manat, you know, considering a lot of Manat players have left to the side. You know, there's maybe quite a few more in Japan. Yeah, I mean, you have Reichman's Martin in the EU. In the US, we have Yanu from time to time. We saw at Evo. There are a few in Japan too as well, but the name escapes me right now. But every so often, I mean, compared to how common the other characters are, not so much. Rashid, however, is still pretty common. Like, that character is still very strong. He's still in the top spots. Maybe not top 5 as he used to be, but he's still ridiculous. He's still great. The ECP nerf was not enough to put him down on the ground like Urian was to mid-tier, high mid, I guess.
I agree. I'm surprised we don't see more Rashid. I think he's still very relevant. I think it's just other characters getting more mileage for less effort, maybe that's making him less popular. But he's still very relevant, I agree. And I like the fact that Moke's sticking with Rashid here, and we'll try to make something happen with him. We've seen the birds over there doing wonders with him. We see JB still playing him as well in the US. Still a very relevant character.
True.
And a good character on the team. Quite hard to counterpick. I find the matchups that people tell me Rashid loses, I look at those matchups and I think, yeah, maybe a bit, you know? He's quite a hard character to counterpick. So in a team tournament, when you're away from home, when you're at home, it's quite useful to have Rashid. On the flip side, I think he counters a lot of those keep out characters quite well. I think he beats Dalsim. I think he beats Manat. I think he edges it against Poison as well. I mean, all winnable matchup, those character archetypes, but great option to have a Rashid in your pocket when you've got these unique character archetypes, these keep out archetypes on the other side of the screen, and that's what they're going for here.
I see it come to play. One of the things that we saw from a lot of Rashid players in general was using the view reversal escape option to get a side switch and punch. We probably could see that also in this same match because Manat is a zoner. Let's see if she can keep him out. What's about Sako versus Moke for the second game.
Okay, here we go. 10 points on the line. Sako's team, FAV Gaming, already have the lead in points. That first victory, 4 rounds straight from Takedo. see what they can do about it. It's good stuff. Fierce punch straight away. Walk up and throw. I mean, geez, just like that.
That's how you feel? Sako is one of the more aggressive Monat players, right? I feel like throughout the history of Monat, he's definitely been one of the more active, buttsy sort of Monat players. And it's worked to full effect, but you gotta be careful that medium punch being a lot more whip punishable. Might be a problem. Okay, puts him in the corner. This is the win condition for Rashid. Come in the corner and work them. You have the wall jump, it's supposed to be a nerf, but it's a buff for the character. And the EX moves as well. V-shift goes for the break.
Yeah, I love that V-shift. Towards me to connect, but already the delay on that cancel catches so many people out. Confirm activation. Just jumps out of there. Not used a single orb yet. Here they come. Again, not used a single orb. There's one.
There's one. That hit though. So jump. Oh, he's out of there. I like this defensive option here from OK. He wants the activation off the heavy kick. Now go up in the corner.
Oh, beautiful. Do you get to activate? Oh, trade. Too much blocks on that crouch spear, stays in it. Oh man, this is great patience. Blocking from OK, but wonderful play from Sakonoko. He used that V trigger so sparingly. A walk up and throw catches him out. Wonderful.
It's so
Listen,
it's so different to see like
a so impressive.
It was locking Moke down and like, you know, he just using like one or two balls here and there, knowing that Moke can go for the V-shift and V-break and things like that. So she wants to test him, get that V-bar off the deck. Now it's Moke's turn to shine. EX, but the light kick interruption.
The entire bar. All right, he's got the corner this time. Can he make it count?
Mid screen. Okay. Anti-air in play. Just not making enough hits. Enough, you know, I feel like there's not enough coming from OK. Like errant hits here and there. But Sakonoko getting the better of these situations.
He's got the corner though. Needs to make this count. Okay, here's the activation. And again, it's just throw into throw. V-trigger's there now though. Here it comes. Oh, dash up and throw off the activation. Oh my god,
that's a jump in.
Kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Just released during block start. Oh, that's so cheap. So good.
How does he know?
How does he know? Okay, for the dash in throw. Genius play for the overextension on the pressure when he saw the activation, but just 2 steps ahead, Sako. And that's what I mean about this team. This team, obviously everyone's got great characters, but this team, man, the standard of player on this team, Tokido, Bonchan, Sako, mind games like that are just every few minutes that's coming for these guys. You know? No disrespect to the other teams, just crazy the caliber of talent you got here. And that was a great example of it there in that decision. We saw him earlier not recklessly throwing away orbs, and then suddenly on a defensive scenario, just lets 2 go just like that. How can Moke possibly anticipate it? Punished, jump in, killed.
And you see how like strong Sako is early game, right? Like Moke's not getting a lot of hits, and maybe that's his own fault for not, you know, finding a little bit more of these confirms off some of these hits with it. But Sako is usually the one in the lead, so Moke is bleeding while Sako's leading, and then Sako gets a pop B trigger, and you gotta hold that. And even though Moke is doing a better job as the rounds go down, it's not enough to finish the job. And now we see what possibly could be game point here for Sako. I mean, it is game point, but it could be the end.
Round 1. 100%. It really could. Need to get something out here to make some magic happen. 20 down, we saw earlier how hard it is to come back from those scenarios. And it's already a better start here. Now, he's got into the corner every round, but this time he's getting there with damage. So, can he make this momentum count? Nice roundhouse. Great V skill there.
It's a way better thing. Look at the heavy kick. No go. Blocks, V-shift in the break. Sako used to that V-bar, get some great life on it.
And the explosion.
Kind of a win.
It is. I love it. Look at the distance he's covered there. Gonna try and force him back to the corner. Doesn't get the throw this time. Big punish on that sweep. He's just out of there.
I like that mixer though, but here's the back throw. Sako puts him in the corner. Position and
yeah,
the hand right here for Sako.
Back. Moke needs to try and get that ground back somehow. Oh, tried to whip on his down. Reskill.
This option. Explosion, yeah, lets the boost, gets the orb back. Sako able to fight back in the neutral. These neutral jumps every so often, looking for Moke to maybe V-skill in again, or like Nixer. But Moke putting him in the other corner.
Nice V-skill again. The time. Sweep activate. Buttons this time. Oh, and out of the corner again, just as he got it there. Okay, Raw Eagle connects. Jumps out.
He's out of there.
Chase.
The drill.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
into the super.
Too good. What a brick wall.
And I
got thrown to death the last game.
It's so hard to break
opted for jump outs this game. Moke just can't figure out this guy's defense. It's another classic case of Daigo, you know? Now he's just doing delayed jump out the corner. And he's out of there. All that work's getting in the corner, and he reads out and wake up, and he's gone.
Right. And the wild thing is, usually you would see this from Rashid. You would see the escape. Houdini, you can't see me from Rashid. But it's from Sako. Now they're on set point. It's that combined with the pressure that we see in the neutral right here that's breaking Moke down. Oh, it's usually the reverse of this matchup, but Sako's played this so good.
Check. Yeah, and he's changed up here. He's gone offensive, which is so clever. Oh, no way in. Okay, finally gets an opening. Needs to make this count. Jumps out again. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, shimmies him.
One more touch. The walk-up throw against Sako.
No.
Getting the win. This dog, he's just so confident. I get that the ESDP is a little bit slower this season, but that could have been wake-up buttons in the Eagle Spike and the Oki and things like that. But either way, it's a wrap. Sako taking it back. And not even taking it back, I should say. Just had the momentum in his play the entire time. Was just fine. And even like the stitches where he you saw him spin super, right? At that second, or the second to last game.
Yeah.
He was able to spin the super to see it. It's just smart things like, I'm going to kill. Yeah, there's time winding down, but I want to take the safest option. And Moke not able to catch him in pursuit, which is wild to me. You play Rashid. You have all these different options, but it's just Sako's rotation of defensive options.
He wasn't able to keep up with. He got there. He got him there. He got into the corner. He got him knocked down. Not often, but he did get him there. But he just again, it's Daigo all over again, man. These older, more wiser players, just a few steps ahead of the young bucks, and just couldn't make the right reads, man. Just couldn't make the right reads. Meaty throw is not the one, boy. Man's gone. And you can see there, successful pro attempts not even needed because he just jumped out when he saw the throw coming. This is the thing about V-shift. It adds an extra layer of defensive capability because a lot of people are going for that throw to option select the V-shift. Suddenly people are just jumping out of the throws, and you're looking for V-shift. V-shift never comes. So that's one thing. What else do we see here, Cola?
You'll see the top spot right there, the anti-airs. Good on the side of Moke, maybe not always on point. No, on the side of Sako, we didn't see that many jump-ins from Moke. And maybe that's because Sako had the orb. Yeah, you only need to jump in. Your grounded game is great. You could go for some wild dive kicks, hamburger stuff shots to JB, but that's not really necessary. And with the orb, she's got a way to anti-air. We always, I wouldn't say always, but 90% of the time, Sako will recall the orb so we can fight the neutral, but also anti-air. So that is 20 points on the side of FAV Gaming. Once again, we might see another blowout, and I don't want to see that. What I want to see is some action. I want to see some heat. Yo, Gyoka got to fight back, bro.
Listen, actually, this is a much faster match than the first one we saw, at least. With Detonation earlier, they put up one hell of a fight and they were 20 down, but we went to match point, both players. The anchor match went to two games each. I'm not sure that we've seen a round one yet from okay. See, have we seen a round? I don't think they won a round, bro. I'm not even joking. Tokido went straight through Mizuha. 4 rounds straight, and I'm pretty sure we just saw another 4 rounds straight. We're at 8 rounds to 0. This is rapid. They need to do something. They need to do it fast.
They got to stop the bleeding ASAP with it, right? They got to do something quickly, because remember, this is a team tournament. Your morale is your own, right? For your own self. The morale of your players, the morale of the people that you are on the team with right now. You feel like you're letting them down. And to now go up against an Evo champion, against someone that had good runs in 2018 and beyond, even before that, that is Daddy Bonchan. Yeah, you're right, 2-time. And it has been so strong with the Luke play, the Luke play, and in fact, a lot of the players have said, if he sticks to Luke, he will be one of the best in the business, absolutely free. The character fits him to a T. So this is a tall order, and at first to 3 is getting even more time. At this point, Mago, I feel has to go up and send the bleeding as the.
Well, that's what he does. That's what he does. I'd be surprised if it isn't Mago. You know, this is where Mago comes in. He performs. Got his team to the final against all odds, by the way. I'm really surprised to see no Machabo though. This set. I think that's a huge mistake. I think I look at their team now and I see how Moke did, and I think, you know, Machabo would have been a great pick for the Manat. You know, to not see Machabo there, even though I know Rashid does well against Manat, I just think he's ever so reliable, ever so strong. Is it going to be Mago? Is it going to be Machabo? Their two strongest players on Street Fighter League Performance haven't even featured yet. And now they're 20 points down. Whose idea was this? You know, strategy has got to be key here. No matter how well you're playing, no matter how confident you're feeling, if the team's strategy is wrong, you can end up in a scenario like this where you're 20 down before you even have a chance to get started. I'm not sure I agree with the strategy they've done for this. Confirmation there that Mago will put himself, and strangely, against for me, probably the strongest team in the league in terms of strength and depth, they are not going to be featuring Machabo, which is just insane to me. That's insane.
Mago says that he prepped himself for the situation. He prepped himself for this moment. He prepped himself that if things were going south, he would take it north. That he would take down whoever's in the acre seat. And he suspected to be Bon-Chan. But again, this is a mirror match. This is going to be a match that's beyond just like, oh, I will do this here and there. It's going to be a lot of player-to-player kind of moments. There's some intricacies, obviously, in some of the mirror matches. Some of them, obviously, you pointed out random. I think the Bison is the Bison mirror match is very, very random, right? But this is going to be one of those, it's going to be Reed versus Reed based on player, and this may be difficult. Yeah, the Dawson mirror match, oh my gosh. Spaghetti everywhere. Spaghetti limbs everywhere.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think we saw Mago's loot last time. It looked like it was a work in practice. I don't think that was because his loot is not ready. I think that was just because he wasn't in the zone. You know, Mago's a very momentum-based player, so we'll see if he can make the adjustments necessary to play more like himself here. But he's got one hell of an opponent in front of him, and all the pressure's on him. He loses this, we get another 40-0, right? Another 40-0 this season. His team go a whole match without a single point. I mean, they haven't even got around yet. You know, I mean, this is pretty detrimental right now. Bon-Chan's flying high, looking super confident. He was put in this position in advance. By the way, they're the away side. The away sides are absolutely obliterating this week, man. It's just, there's no such thing as counter picking in Japan, I guess.
You know, not taking advantage of what's going on. Let's see who is going strong right here in what could possibly be the final match if Bon-Chan takes it, or if Mago can at least force out a first-to-one situation. But when we talk about just like these players in general, Mago and Bon-Chan, they have a little bit of similarity in how they play on the ground game. Both really aggressive. I just feel like the awareness of Bon-Chan is very strong, but Mago takes a lot of risks that people just don't expect. So we'll see what happens in this match. Mago versus Bon-Chan, off the grip, trying to fight himself the medium. No conversion, but Bon-Chan taking some of this dash-in approach.
Yeah, it could be our last match of the day, these two. Back medium, walk up, back throw. Might go off to a decent start here. Nice confirmed though. Bon-Chan off to a decent start. Checks the dash straight away, then resets with a shimmy. Mago takes the bait. Bon-Chan has the corner.
Bon-Chan looking out for that activation. Mago definitely wants that activation at some point. Anything, would love to get that, you know, that action going and flowing. Anything off that feature, off the medium kick. Bon-Chan stopping him, coming in with the activation of his own. Finish the job.
Whoa, just do it.
CP though for Mago.
Activation, huh? Oh, he tried to walk up. Oh, kept it safe there with the feature trigger. Very fortunate he had that stock, so we were going to guarantee punish. It's a corner carry. Dash in, throw, well teched. Mago survives another one. He's going to get chipped out if he's not careful here. Again, the jab to the throw. Just too passive. He's scared. So he pressed a button. Didn't want to get hit by anything. Bon-Chan to melt that fair. Takes the first round.
I like how he had that bar, just kind of keep that fear of God, and Mago said, you can't activate because I will chip you out. And now Bon-Chan able to go in this next round with all this bar to work with. That's going to cut down to the fireballs that Mago can do too as well. He can send out the EX or just use the EX knuckle right here. Man, and already to the corner. Counter hit on the deck.
Confirmed. Oh, the delay. This is so strong from Bonchan. Big damage incoming. I think that is a dead Luke. The lost DP. Ooh. Yes, it is. My goodness, the damage. Where's the scaling, Cola? Cola, where's the scaling, bro?
Well, I don't know where it's at.
Damn.
I'm looking in my pockets. I'm looking around my desk. I don't see it anywhere. Look, Mongo's trying to find it too. He's like, yo, this character does that. It must be wild to get hit with the thing that your character does and be like, dang, I put people through this every single day of the week. That's wild. Mongo getting pieced up by his own character. Bonchan expeditiously on the Grizzly, mauling this cat.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal, and I think the trend of no rounds is continuing here. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I mean, I have made some mistakes today. I think I said two-time EVO champion for Bonchan. I'm not even sure if I was right about that. My mind's not with me, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct that there's not been a single round registered. Yeah, for I mean, FAV is just clean sweeping everything. Points, battles, games, rounds. Have we ever had this in Street Fighter League history? A team just doesn't win a single round throughout an entire 3v3. That's not happened before, surely. I mean, that's insane. This is ridiculous.
Yo, someone got help us out with that, because I definitely do not know. That is, if this is how it's going to happen today, we might be making Street Fighter Japan history in the wrong sort of way. Because I want to see more play. I want to see these cats fight back. Are we going to see a switch to the characters?
Definitely.
Oh, he's sticking with the F word.
Staying with it, baby. He is staying with it. I agree with staying with it. I think, you know, he believes in his Luke. He's done damage before. Just needs to get some momentum. Needs to command some respect. But I mean, if you thought Bonchan was comfortable before, he's now a game up and a bunch of rounds up, so the confidence sky high. Good start from Mago though.
That's one in the corner. This is good. Let's see how this corner pressure operates. Again, Luke has some fantastic.
Nice
oh, you thought you whipped that button? I got one that's just as good.
Confirm. Okay, Mago resetting things now. Looking good. Can he get his team their first round? Les was finally going to get a round for his team, man. Man, at last, the momentum for him. They need to ride this. They need to ride this heavy. They need to make it count. Great play there from Mago.
Let's her back like that with a little bit more aggression. Being more of the setup stepping with the normal too as well. Every so often catch Bonchan unawares. Like the sandblast coming through, getting real confident, swinging up that sandblast, knowing that Mago might want to save that bar for like a conversion into EX Knuckle. So you might not see an EX Fireball from the side of Mago, but Bonchan be shooting those off either way.
Yeah, he's doing them point blank as well, where they're most effective. Unreactable. Another one pretty close to range. Mago reclining Kaindo, quick punishes that crouch medium. Gets the me.
Yeah, keeps it the distance right there to make it not minus enough to get punished, and Bonchan going to walk out from the inevitable. This is Street Fighter 5. It can't survive V-trigger. V-shift, no break though. That's absolutely fine for Bonchan. He's back to neutral. He's got Barth up on for super. He will spin to win. It's cash in, cash out. Dash up throw for Mago.
Nice check. What a check. Into the free hits, into the CA. Just about survive. Yep, still alive.
That will do it. The sandblast so quick with it. And Bonchan quick-witted.
Ah, Bonchan so annoyingly good. He doesn't start, doesn't flinch, doesn't fall for your dash into nothing. Tried to record some data there, did Mago. But Bonchan, very, very comfortable there with the lead. Now trying to get his team to a 2-battle lead here in the final, what could be the final game.
Makes his turn back immediately. Bonchan trying to find his way out of the corner. That medium punch is just harassing. He's in a distance where it's going to be hard to whip punish too as well. Sets up shot for like country kick. And again with the sandblast every so often at that distance to make hit not punishable. So off the feet. Wow. Bonchan has bar for activation at any point. Do it here at the media kick. Hit.
What a string. Jeez, that sweep safe with the V-trigger. He's brought this round all the way back now. That activation confirmed has turned it all around.
Use the target combo on the board.
Yeah, he has to take that throw call. He has to take it. No, he does. He gets his wrong here. Oh, gets over that.
He tagged it.
Tries to chip him out.
Yeah, he's trying to finish it.
What?
Dash up. Back medium punch. One touch. The walk up throw. Now it's possibly Bonchan. They might get in that chip no dip situation. But he still has that last hit. Mago cannot activate.
He's got reversal. Can't chip him, Maze. He's got to hold this. Got to be careful. One hit will do it for Mago to make it one apiece. Get his team their first battle. Oh no! Execution error. He committed. Bonchan goes into a 2-0 lead. Team FAV just a segment away now from a 40-0 win, and it comes on the back of a very, very poor error from Mago.
Bonchan, look at how confident he is right now. It's the great thing about being able to see the cameras, the confidence and smiles from Bonchan, and you know, Mago every so often looking just not as his jovial self, his happy self, his troll-like self, where I feel like when he's like that, he is very confident. We saw that in Street Fighter League, well, we saw it last year in Street Fighter League, Japan. We also saw it in Japan Open, where he was very jovial on his stream and stuff like that. He's very happy and all that stuff like that. Now, he's looking very serious. He's looking a little lost. It's because of the mirror match.
100%. Might be because of the mirror match. I agree how he looks. He looks a little flustered, a little not himself. If it's because of the mirror match, if it's just because of Bonchan's game style, just throwing him off. Maybe he's not in the zone. Super curious to hear what Bonchan's saying right now. I mean, Mago's the one taking a break here. He's paused it, gone to character select screen. He needs to take his time, but Bonchan's got some comments to his team. Back it up. 2-0 up here. 40 points up for grabs. And, actually, while these guys are talking, let me pull up the table because this is a fascinating situation we have here with 2 40-0s this week potentially. Ooh, where does that leave us?
It might happen like that. Chat, we might, if this is a first, we might be getting it right here as Bonchan is on game point with the Luke. He said, pick a different character. This was mine. Medium plus coming through the target combo on the mark.
Nice check to keep himself in this round.
Come throw. This is looking too dominant right now. EX, back dash. Would have called for Mago, but wasn't able to get anything going off of that. Now needs to get something up like this activation.
Good counter confirm. Goes in. Crouching, short activation, but misses the crouch fierce. Man, I haven't even seen that activation from. Oh, missed his anti-hit. Big opening here for Mago. Meaty. Can he get another round?
You take it back.
Oh,
Baits up the
bait,
DP.
Great block. What a punish as well. He used that great round there from Mago.
The DP punish, that is personal, and maybe that's more a more optimal punish right there in terms of bar usage or getting the bar back like that. But right now, Bonchan right back in the driver's seat. But I like that Mago's starting to get this rhythm. Like, okay, if I get this momentum, he's a great snowball player. Like, you pointed that out previously. When he gets that snowball rolling and going, it's hard to stop it, and he's not gonna let you be shipped away from danger.
The chase on the V shift, man.
Confidence.
Oh man, look at his round. He's running away from the great slot. What an important tech. Just gonna see
an important hit in the super.
Love it. And here we are. We are at match point for Team FAV. By the way, those of you guys are joining late. FAV only taking 10 points from their first game. So actually, this will put them joint top with Oddjob Body Star if they can get the 40 points, man. I mean, this is huge for them. I mean, I know they're a very solid squad, but I didn't think they'd be 40-0 in here. Can Mago stop this from happening? Get some nice opening there.
Trying to. You see him staggering around the Mago. And the whip on it. Oh.
I think he can kill it. Can he kill? Big damage incoming. Oh, yes, that's the dead
super.
The damage this character does is insane, bro. Insane.
It's ridiculous. Oh. Even Mago's surprised. He plays the character. Oh my gosh.
Bonchan with his thigh.
Wow.
He's wondering what he did wrong there. And not only has Mago been able to get his team their first rounds won in this set, he's been able to get his team their first game won too. They've been losing games like water. They've lost straight games all the way through until this point. So Bonchan's still on tournament game, so match game, but Mago's pulled one back here. Straight to the rematch he goes. We'll see if Mago can maintain this momentum. We saw John Takeuchi try to do similar earlier to prevent the 40-0. Can Mago do the same? I mean, John Takeuchi almost, but not quite able to in the end.
Mago could be that dog. He could be that person. Bonchan getting a little bit more aggressive with the neutral, stops him with the medium kick. I like that Bonchan's getting a little bit more aggressive because I feel like you cannot let Mago, as we saw before, snowball you into the corner where Bonchan just feels unusual. Like he busts out when he shouldn't and things like that. On defense is where he's been lacking a little bit, or at least Mago's been pressuring him enough. And look at that. We see Bonchan backing up, doesn't want no back throw into the corner, have to deal with the back against the wall. None of that, or an activation at all. Here comes Mago. Medium knuckle and the throw.
You can see, oh, nice confirmed though. It's a knockdown. I was gonna say you can see that. Activates on block. Gets the throw. Oh, catches him trying to approach. Could have been the EX into way more damage. Oh, jab check into the CA. Oh, I'm not sure. 3 hits. Feel like. No.
He's dead. He's dead, F-word. Call the time of death. What, 36 seconds? He's dead. Call his next of kin, his mom. Because right now, Bonchan is on set point against Mago.
Set point for 40 points, Cola. Bonchan doing the dirty here. One more round will do it.
This is hard for Mago to have to
what
come back.
This will be.
But there's no bar. Yeah, this will be real deadly. Gets hit from the side of Mago. Is it with the DP? Chase down with the crosscut DP, of course. Mago checking, he's dashing in so much that Bonchan's so ready. Yeah, read.
Nice activation. Oh, didn't get the charge. Not cool. Tries to jump in. That doesn't pay off. Check from Bonchan. This is a horrible situation. Base at the stand, bro. Miss punish. V break. Can't get hit again. Hey, he's in the corner. It's max damage. Luke in the corner.
Yeah.
Bonchan
goes back to mid screen, but this can still be deadly. EX dash up. Oh, I would have EXCB. Maybe not. I've done enough. Here's the activation though.
Oh.
Bonchan can run it back like that. One more shot.
What are you jumping?
Here's DP.
Get the CA. He didn't breathe his beat up.
The CA at the bottom.
Oh my god. He's
Bonchan
alive.
One touch.
Come back and make it count.
He's looking for the one hit with the medium kick.
He stays in there. What a result. Still in there, but still with it all to do. Still with it all to do here. Still tournament point. Bonchan, but he breaks him out here.
Like him putting gaps in there like that, trying to reset. He wanted that lower amount of stun to get it done.
Is that gonna cost him?
Will this be?
Nice confirm.
It might. Looking real bad, but still Mago has a lot of bar to work with. All that damage that can be dumped out from this character can be done with the bar. But Bonchan is not backing down. See, there's no more dashes coming through from either of the players at all. Like you see the sample S is stopping that preemptively. Either of them wants to get dashed into about 40% of their life.
Life deficit here. Mago looking really good. One more hit will do it. He's got the CA here, Cola. If he can get the opening, he can get his team back in this set. One game away. If he wins this, he'll be one game away from a tiebreaker. Oh, that was a close sandblast. I think that might have been CA-able.
Very, very careful about that. Very minus.
Catches me up.
With.
He shifts out. This is great play from Mago. Checks the dash.
The chase down.
We're going to do 2 apiece.
The challenge.
Didn't commit. Oh, no, confirm from Bonchan. Mago's going to get it. Mago's going to get it. We're going to go to 2 games apiece. And all of a sudden, this 40-0 that looked there for the taking for FAB slipping through their fingers as Mago gets another game for his team. Wow. Wow, Cola.
On the brink. On the brink. I cannot. Listen, if y'all, I know y'all are like, well, Luke, but I'll tell you one thing. This is actually kind of hype. This Luke mirror is actually kind of fire. Y'all stop playing with me. This is kind of fire. The fact that we see the back and forth between the 2 players, the fact that we don't see as many dash-ins, the drop confirms, the nerves from Bonchan now. Before it was Mago, but the nerves from Bonchan now is what's showing you like how sick this actually, how much is riding on this. Bonchain knows that Mago will get that momentum going to forward and breaks down. Mago, man, round after round is coming back. We might be seeing the return of their team, the possibility of that first to death situation coming up. That's what Mago is playing for, and also points too as well. Doesn't want to leave nothing.
You bring up there. I love that scenario you bring up there, because if that does happen, the guy who I think should have been featured earlier suddenly comes back into play. They can pick their side character. They can pick Machabo if he goes to the first one. And Machabo, I think he picked the first one last time, right? And did the dirty. So, man, this is I don't think he did, but he had a really good play last time. Here we go. This is the final game. Game 3 here, the final battle of game 3.
See how this operates. Using that walk-in medium kick, sandblast at that distance. That's a punish, but not a big one. But I like the fact that he's aware.
That's confirmed. A high DP to get the dash in afterwards.
Walking down. All right, shots. Yes, of course, put him in the corner.
Bonchan looking to get to match point again, but dashing surprise dash from Mago. Not ready for it, but doesn't get caught out at least. Mago looking to activate now.
With a lot of bar to work with.
There it is!
Oh, you called it. Off the medium kick, puts him in the corner with the target combo. Saving that bar for the right, but with the wake up super no-go Bozo. You thought? You really thought?
EXDP. Oh, Spermone. We could be heading to a tiebreak, Cola. We could be heading to a tiebreak.
We could be. We really could.
What a turnaround. What a turn of events here. Mago, 2 down. Bringing it all the way back. Gets the cow hit. Crouch medium. Bonchan's in big trouble now. Mago smelling the fear. Back medium into the throw. V-break to stop the momentum there. Punishes that.
Combo, yeah.
Too close. Big throw. This is it. Gets the game. Press the button.
Here's the activation from Bonchan. Just bar at the bottom for Mago to seal this and steal this. The challenge again. Anyone's game. Still Bonchan can round it back, but it's going to be a long road. He has the bar to work with. The B trigger, the C or the EX bar at the bottom, but CA.
Oh, but the finish. Yes, he saw it. He saw the opportunity. Cola. We have a tie break. Remember, guys, those of you who haven't tuned into Street Fighter League Japan, it is 10 points for the first match, 10 points for the second match. The third match, a 3 out of 5, which you've just witnessed, is for 20 points. So despite being 20 down here, the fish are back in the pond. It is 2020. We're going to have a best of 1 to decide who wins this set. Have we had a best of 1 yet? Have we had an extra game yet this season? I've been watching. I don't think I've seen one yet.
We had one early.
I'm very excited to see this one. We did, yeah? Okay.
The first match I believe that we had was like, it went down to the best of 1. But man,
no, I didn't see that.
Yes,
I didn't see that. And it was Oro. They put on the Oro. They put on a gunfight, didn't they? And gunfight did a clean performance for the one game. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Important game for them because obviously they get the win.
Definitely walk away with some points again. Like,
that's possible now as well. Oh yes, look at the stats here, Cola.
I'm back. And oh man, those EXDPs not land from the side of Bonchan, bro. He missed all of those reversals.
CA as well, man. 0 hit rate. Not like Bonchan at all. 2 out of 11 there on is that throw breaks to the bomb as well? I mean, geez, this is despite being 2-0 up, I think most of this has accumulated in the latter stages of the set. When Mago came into it, I think we could see the momentum turn. Just great play from Mago. 100% anti-air rate. I mean, Bonchan doesn't really jump. It's the same as when he plays Karen. And 100% reversal hit rate as well. Great play from him, and then the throw tech rate a lot higher than Bonchan's. Very impressive turnaround from Mago. Very impressive. And you know what? I still don't agree with the strategy to not have had Machabo early. We see there what happened with Mizuha and Moke. I think one of those two should have been Machabo. But it matters very little now because they're back in with a chance. They can actually win this whole set, depending on how this best of 1 goes. So, for those of you who aren't aware, home and away, I believe the away team has to take that away disadvantage, and that must now reveal who they're going to play for this best of 1 for all the beats. And then the home side continues to have the advantage of being able to counter pick on the fly. So we're going to find out now who FAV are going to throw up. Of course, every player is available now at this stage, including Tomiyasu, who I wouldn't put on right now because there's a few counters for Dalsim, I think, on the other team. So I wouldn't put him on. But Torimeshi is available if they pick him.
Yeah, he is. But like as you put it, like in the first one with Sim, you know, he can get into most characters.
He can,
but against like Rashid and stuff like that. But against Rashid though, with the first one, oh,
come on, Rashid's gonna go wild, isn't he? Yeah.
Burger wild.
I think you go with a solid, you go with a Luke. Really, it's probably the best thing to do. It's hard to counter pick a Luke. We're going to find out now. Away team's going to reveal. It's going to be Bonchan with Luke. It's confirmed. So Bonchan, despite dropping it for his team, going to put all the pressure back on his shoulders here, Kola, and take this best of one to decide who wins the actual set.
I mean, I like Luke in a first to one, first to two, first to three, don't matter what it is. So, and I also like the fact that maybe they are sending somebody up that did lose, but wants that revenge. They got that heat and that energy. What if we're gonna get Mago up against you? So I want to really seal the deal. Bro, please put up Mago to seal the deal. How sick would that be? It is going to be Mago. Bro,
yes,
that is so tight.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's the run back. I agree, man. I mean, Machapo is not warm. You know, he's not really playing the game. To throw him on now and first one against the Luke is one hell of a bet. Bonchan is fully warm, been playing, just finished the really tight first to three, went all the way, played 5 games. Like, I mean, it makes sense to keep the 2-1 players on. One game to decide the winner here. I love this rule. I mean, for the players, this rule absolutely sucks. But I love this rule. So, Bonchan actually said he volunteered.
Way more hype.
He volunteered and said, I'm happy to go for this one game set, guys, to his teammates. And his teammates believe in him. They all said yes. So now he's saying he's hoping to bring back the points and make up for that shortcoming they just had there against Mago. We've seen that he can beat Mago. He was 2-0 up. So we know it can go either way.
Yeah, he wants to get the points back. I love to get the run back with the quickness. You don't have to wait a couple weeks for him to fight again. You can see it right here. You didn't no more excuses. Well, I guess you the excuse for the first one, but like this is the run back though between the two. Luke versus Luke. You don't get to pick your characters anymore. There's only one match, people. There's only one match. Mago Bonchan, the rematch to determine who is going to win this set to really seal it. This is Shin Grand Finals of Street Fighter League Japan in the best sort of way. And I can't wait to see what the adjustments are going to be from Bonchan or what Mago's going to do, because we see how good Mago is on offense. We haven't really seen him be pressured on defense. We've seen his dash to get challenged, which have been really fantastic. We've seen whip punishes happen also from the side of Bonchan, whip punishing Mago, doing too many crouch mini kicks. But now we see like Mago, if he gets going and flowing, it's easy for him. It feels like he puts Bonchan in these positions where he is doing things that we don't typically see from Bonchan, EXDP, wake up super and stuff like that, or not as a consistent amount, and being wrong on defense.
And look at this from Mago, really fascinating stuff that he's saying. He's really excited to be playing again. He wanted to play again. And he's planning to give a loss, to hand an L over to Team FAV. He said that to his teammates, like, I'm looking to take the points, guys. I'm looking to seal the deal. I've already reset it. Now I'm here in this tie-break match. I'm gonna seal the deal for you. So that's some serious confidence from Mago. Now we know already that Mago plays really well when he's confident. Now he's actually just got that win for his team. He's thriving in confidence. It's a bit uphill for Bonchan, I must say, Kola, at this point, at least in terms of mentality.
Yeah, I think at least for Bonchan, there's the idea to understand, like, your defense was the problem, right? The defensive issues were the problem. And, you know, that's going to be a little bit different in the first one. You get a little more wild, not mild out here. You can wake up EXTP a little bit more because they'll be like, you never do that, especially the first one. And then you wake up EXTP and it lands. However, I think that there's the opportunity for Bonchan to look back at the match a little bit and say, this is what I did wrong immediately, and put that into practice. Sometimes when you take too long of a time to look back at a match, you might forget things. You might, you know, not remember things, whatever. Obviously, look back at your CFN or whatever, but your mentality, your mental state of what you were doing wrong, like, and how you were thinking wrong, things like that, you might lose some of that, you know. So he can immediately make those adjustments. Now there should be, I don't want to say an excuse, excuses or whatever, but should be him at his now strongest. He knows what he did wrong. He's had time. He wanted to go up himself. So I assume that he has a game plan waiting for Mago, not only for just this match, but just the fact that it is a first to one. Remember, a first to one might make people play different. However, I think as a player, I think Mago might shine first to ones. Personally, I think Mago's gameplay shines in first to ones, even more so.
I'm with you, man. I totally agree. I think Mago, he looks confident. He's playing confident. He weathered that storm. All against him, 2-0 down. Brought it all the way back. And unlike John Takeuchi, who, credit to him, brought it all the way back, Mago was actually able to close it out. You know, John Takeuchi brought it all the way back, but still lost. He brought it all the way back and won. Why not take the responsibility of the tie-break match and get this done? So, very intense build-up here, guys. We've got a lot of intense build-up, but it is now ready. This is a best of one for all the beams. Extra 5 points for the winning team, but also the victory, which is super important to drive you up the table. We're going to find out now. It's Luke Mirror again. Mago 2D God versus Bonchan.
Let's get it. Target combo on the mark. Mago with a fantastic start. Just dumping out the damage. It has him in the corner. Bonchan, this is where he's been put to pressure, but now he's able to find an activation, but not the best combo. Mago immediately striking back. Unfortunate.
Confirm. EX gets the start. Oh my goodness, Mago-san. Mago-san. Mago-san.
Mago-san.
Mago-san.
Is locked and loaded to the Shin Grand Finals. Bonchan with a better start right here with the target combo. The meaties have been the tail of the tape in terms of starting off the pressure. Now Bonchan is putting him in the corner. But look at the defensive reads from Mago with a back dash.
Great play from Mago to get himself back in this round. Doesn't confirm that stand medium into the V-trigger, but gets a conversion on counter hit anyway. Set point here. Set point for Mago.
Backing up for those shots. His activation though from Bonchan can run it back like that. Mago spins some of that bar. Oh, nice counter combo in the super. Ow, expensive.
See, he's got the sandblast. V-trigger as well, dashes in. Oh, good block. Still has more of those.
Mago just ever so often dashing in. So risky. As you see that V bar is still there for Bonchan.
Mago's got the resources to kill here. He's got the resources to kill here. Bonchan's got to be very careful.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, surprise jumping.
It's almost super.
Bonchan's got to be so careful. Oh my god.
You went for that medium kick.
This is it.
Oh, that could have been it. The sweep.
He was going to protect it with the V trigger, of course, and we're going to go to the wire. How fitting. Of course, we're going to go to the wire. School of Fist versus FAB. Match point birthplace.
Nice DP. Had the right range to do it too. The light one. Back medium punch. EX didn't get the full conversion.
No punish though.
The drops from both sides.
Huge mistake. Gets
and Mago, look at that stun. One more touch afterward. We'll get it done. Look at that stun. He's harassing him.
He didn't activate. That's it.
Gets the stun. That's it. That's it. From the brink. Mago says, I'm going to do it twice to make it nice. Mago-san taking that in the Shin Grand Finals of Street Fighter League Japan of this match. Said, put me up.
Wow.
Put me up again.
Wow.
Dang.
Man, the cojones. Say, I'm going to take the points from that team. I'm going to take the points from that team. I'm going to take that point. He said it. And then he did it. Man, Mago just thrives in pressure situations like this. Bonchan got to be feeling so disappointed. His team did all the work for him. 2-0 up. 8 rounds straight. Not a single round dropped. Suddenly, Bonchan came up, despite dropping rounds, was able to get 2-0 up in games. Still unable to close it out. He's got to be kicking himself. He's got to be feeling some type of way. But his team's got to support him. These are team tournaments work, man. This is the format this year. You cannot beat the team unless you beat them in that anchor match. And putting Mago in the anchor proved to be the right choice for the fish. I'll call them the fish.
The fish. Yogun getting it done out here. I mean, they're just... It's still a strong team, right? But like the fact that there's got to be an alternate timeline where Bonchen was landing all those confirms, wasn't dropping combos, and wasn't, you know, making the wrong defensive options. I think you can definitely tell the difference between the two players in terms of how strong they are with their characters. We talked about it earlier. A lot of the top-level players say that Bonchen could be one of the best Luke players, if not the best, you know, if he sticks with the character. You see that it's not there just yet. But for Mago, who has been playing this character for so much, probably longer than Bonchen, who had tried to play Karen and switch with Sagat and all that stuff like that. Now it's with the Luke. Now you see the difference in level of play and confidence, especially when it really counts at the very end to close things out. It is Mago to take that win.
Yeah, very fitting. I'll tell you what though, if you are FAV, you now play 2 matches, I believe, and you haven't won any yet. Now, to be fair to them, they've been taking points from their losses, so they got 10 points in their first loss, 20 points today, which is the best case scenario for a loss. You can actually lose 20-25, which actually is, you still take 20 points, but I mean, their win-loss ratio is pretty heavily against them now. They got it all to do. Now, I said when I saw the teams, that was the team with the biggest depth, the biggest strength and depth by far, but it's a team tournament. And all that matters is that anchor match more than anything. And I must say, Yogan did a great job with Mago and anchor. And to win against them with no Machabo as well.
It was fantastic, right? So Mizuha himself saying that he wasn't able to show what he had practiced. He would like to do best in his next game. Didn't feel much pressure overall, but he would like to play better next time. And I definitely think we'll see that from Mizuha. And Moke says that his team won. He's happy, but he wished he had played better. The next game he wants to concentrate, so he's glad his team won overall. Machalo was in the reserve, but he was cheering like the viewers. He was over there popping off too as well. I like that the players on this team are just happy, bro. But he was like, please pull through, like, you know, giving them the Genki Dama, you know, the energy. But you know, the players are understanding that even though their team won, they knew that they were lacking and slacking, so they'll have to shore their stuff up for later. So that's the mark of strong players.
Yeah,
100%. Love the words there. Love the fact that even in victory, players that didn't win their game, still disappointed in themselves, still looking to do better, still aiming high. That's the mentality of a champion team. That's the mentality of a champion player. So yeah, they're not just going to sit there and celebrate, you know, Mago saving their butts. You know, they want to come back and they want to contribute as well. Machabo cheering on the side is funny too. But listen, Mago's saying there he thought his opponents were super strong. Listen, he can say one thing. Regardless of that, he's feeling extremely good after that victory. As you can imagine, another victory for his team. I think they lost actually their first week, but they lost narrowly. So now they're in a great position with 25 points secured. They'll climb up that table, get closer to that top spot. I think the top team, good 8, is on 50 points. So, and of course, Oja Body Star on 50 points. That's a really good gap close there with that victory.
Considering that we talked about before, again, there's a different timeline where that was 40 points straight and they had taken that easy right there. But this is what I like to see, though. I like to see these teams fight back, because this FAV was definitely the team, as you were pointing out, to be, you know, like at that top spot that had so many characters that are hard to fight. The pedigree was super strong. So like even going into this match, I feel like a lot of people did not peg Alpha Detonation, who were able to qualify previously, to be such a big threat against FAV. And honestly, the way things were looking, it wasn't going to be like that. But Mago was able to take it back. Now I know that Moke, Mizuha, and Machabo, even though he didn't play, will look at this match and say, we have to get better. We have to prepare. You know, Mago said at first his moves were not so good. First few rounds, he was able to bring it to his pace. He's glad to fight Luke. He was glad to fight the mirror match.
Yeah, he was actually quite happy about the mirror match, you know, and I agree. He started slow, went 2 down very quickly, lost the rounds very quickly. Bonchan was looking very comfortable, but he was able to make it happen. That's a really impressive play, man. He's saying today we won, but 2 wins, 1 loss. You know, would like to win when playing at home. So he's looking to run that back and win more convincingly when they play next time. Of course, it's good to win when you're the home side. We saw an away side with a 40-0 victory earlier. So, you know, nothing is guaranteed from the home versus away. And here are the statistics, Cola, from that one game. set we just saw to determine the winners for those extra 5 points. As you can see there, huge statistic there to the bottom right, 0% success rate on the throw text, right, which Mago used to win his advantage. Yeah, really good advantage on that play.
And we all see the anti right there from Mago. Just you see how stable he is, even in a 1-to-1 situation. These stats telling you a little bit more of the tail of the tape. But we'll look at more of these tapes here in a second with the replays. But we gotta again give big ups to Mago to get that win. He 25 points on the board for for Gilgun. I almost said FAV. See, my alternate self in a different timeline was like for FAV, but it's not the case, not right here. But they were able to close it out.
Yeah, man, it's a phenomenal result, man. And looking at the table, just to run you guys through some of the how we're looking at after the table, we got Nagoya Body Star on 50 points. We got Good 8 Squad on 50 points. We got Detonation on 30 points. Then we get down to the lower side and we have Hiroshima on 25, School of Fish on 20, Gilgun. We just saw them. No, they're not on 20, they're on 45 now, actually. We've got to update that result. FAV Gaming only on 30 points because they were on 10 and they won 20 today. Shinobiism on 10, they got games in hand though. Sakushan, Soul, Kumamoto, 10 points as well. So the table's starting to take shape, man. FAV have got a lot to do here. Looking back at the results and the matches, the amazing moments we saw. Here's some highlights from the games, Kola.
Yeah, we see right here Tokido kind of getting into Mizuha. Look at that neutral jump to the call at the EX zone that people have a lot of, pain points with, but Tokido had all the answers, all the options, and all the damage. I even see Luke over and over again. I cannot believe he kills. Actually, not this one. It's a different one that he does. My bad. But that reset and the B skill stock up with the throw wasn't enough to do it. Talk to me about this match, the Manat versus Rashid, though.
Yeah, man, just complete neutralization. Offensive play through the roof. Defensive play even better. From, I mean, you've got to say, these characters are still very relevant, still very much in the game. Look at the way he used that V-trigger. No big V-trigger mix-up, just used it on defense. And here's an example of defensive V-trigger use as well. Great dash-up throw there to surprise. Try to press a button after your crouch medium. It is not your turn and gets a jump in off that release. What a wonderful play. Again, sees the pressure running out and just jumps out the corner, presses a button into the CA. No forgiveness. I mean, Sakanoko just incredibly solid. And I must say, Moke didn't play bad, but just couldn't close out a round against Sakanoko. There he is, making the right read again. Jumps out the corner. Shimmy, knockdown, walks up all that way, smells the fear, and gets the throw. And then we finally had this final game between these two. It started so well for Bonchan. You see the whip punishes there. Didn't really whiff that medium kick hardly at all after that one mistake. Gets counter hit. So many great scenarios from Bonchan in the early stages. The delay into that pierce was so clever as well. Big damage that income off this. Sandblast, DP, got the kill. Just crazy. But, as it went on, we saw better and better moments from Mago as it came into that set. Look at that surprise dash to get there. And this was a big moment. This was the first round that the team had won. 20-0 down. 2-0 down the first round they finally won. Still lost that game. But that momentum he carried from getting that round was able to carry through. And that horrendous success rate of the wake-up reversal from Bonchan continued. The opposite of what we saw from Daigo earlier. And we see now fantastic meter and optimization to get the kill with that CA from Mago. You see Bonchan, he had so many set points. He had maybe 3 or 4 set points throughout. This is the point. Doesn't get his confirm. Loses out on that one. You see a great confirm activation here. And this is where it starts getting really interesting because suddenly you start seeing a real possibility they might lose. Another unsuccessful wake up reversal from Bonchan, and we go straight into a tie-break match. And this was when it started going incredibly well. It was already going great for Mago, but it just got better and better. Execution error, didn't get his charged up flash knuckle. On the opposite side, the execution is on absolute point for Mago. Gets the stun, gets himself to set point. I believe Bonchan able to close one back out here. Look at this. Set point down, able to close it out. The sweep was going to protect that with the V-trigger. The stun, great defense here, but it wasn't enough. The pressure continued. He's going to get the hit eventually, doesn't he? Didn't activate there on hit. That was an opportunity that went begging and gets opened up as a result. You see the head reel back in the top right-hand corner of Bonchan's camera. Mago-san closing it out and getting the win for his team. Phenomenal result. You cannot predict it. You can't say who's going to take anything. With this new format of Street Fighter League, I must say I'm loving this new format because it makes it more unpredictable. You're never out of the fight. Got that also important best best of 5 third match. And we've also got this incredible tiebreaker best of 1, which for us is phenomenal to experience, Cola.
Oh, yeah. For the players, maybe not so much when they get really stressed and they're like, oh, dang, they're still in the game. Like, they can still come back. But for us and the viewers, and, you know, for some of the teams to actually be able to stay in and get that win is going to be really important. As you see right here, Kyokan able to get that 25 over the 20. And then, unfortunately, Team Detonation not able to get any points. That was a 0-40 right there. It seemed Oja, Bodystar, Militon was able to take it more than just dominantly. Territorial duties were definitely done. Oof. Yo,
So
look at these points though.
90. I was looking at completely outdated points.
Talk to me.
Now you see the real points. Oja Bodystar on 90. I'd love to see more of that. Huge lead at the top there. With 90 points with that 40-0 win. And now we have the matches from next for the next episode, Cola.
Daishun Console going up against Shinobiism Gaming, and then Good A Squad going up against Team Itsuka. That's going to be what we see coming up soon, y'all. And you get the schedule throughout all the weeks. You know, this week we might take a little break with it, but next week we will return with some more Street Fighter League Japan action coming your way. I gotta say that we have seen only the best, and I mean the best Street Fighter this side of Japan, which is the cream of the crop in the top spot when it comes to Street Fighter play. Right, F-Word?
Yeah, and it's only going to get better. Look at these incredible matches you've got. Every team's going to play each other twice. So if you enjoyed one set, you're going to enjoy it even more. It's just going to keep on coming. I'm not necessarily going to be there for the next few episodes, but I'm going to be there watching you guys, Cola, take this stuff away. It has been phenomenal. What an episode to cover. I'm so lucky. Incredible GGs.